Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nameless Ones. Or, as Wax Steven would say, welcome, 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 everyone, to the Nameless Ones. Have you noticed you say that, or is that just because I did all those VODs at that time and watched, like, so much 7th Eon?
It's 100% because you watched those VODs.
Yeah, he does that. He says it, trust me. Check out 7th Eon, that's the end of the stream.
I just do it because I have to click things in the introduction, so it's like brainless just talking.
Yeah. Welcome, clicking buttons. Welcome to the Nameless Ones, a brand new campaign featuring this guy and some others. We're going to be playing Woin, the What's Old is New system. I'm just getting that out straight away because everyone's going to be going, why does the buttons not be D&D and stuff? We're using the old system. You may recall it from this channel in a brief appearance from myself. Elf was in it as well.
I was
called Charismia. If not, don't worry about it. Kick back, relax, and hang out with us. I am not GM. That's right. It's on my channel, but I'm not the GM. We have Mr. Wax Steven.
Oh. I would put more Cheez-Its in my mouth.
Pitiful. We have Mr. Scoticus, which of course stands for Scottish Zacoticus. And the ever wonderful Distracted Elf, making an epic return to the channel. Mr. Venelis, representing the stream team Top Shelf, as I am unable to represent Top Shelf as an impartial. So we had. That's the only reason you're here, Venelis. I'm sorry. It was Bunny. It was Erin. She was like, you have to put Venelis in it, and I was like, oh really? It was like, yeah. So we have to have Venelis here. I'm sorry, it's like a rule thing. And also an epic return. The non-cast return of Wish to the channel. Of course, you'll remember Wish from The Wolves of Water, which was a campaign I ran a little while ago that got destroyed by a fire. There was an epic fire. This is the first episode, but it's episode 0. We're essentially going to be doing some character creation. I think some world building stuff. The actual true campaign kind of thing is going to start this time next week. But I'm just going to hand everything over to our GM of Doom, Mr. Wax Steven. Finally, I'm in a campaign. A true full campaign, not like a one-shot, like a full campaign with Whack. We had to move some things around. I had to pay some people off. I
threw up like 12 times this morning thinking about that.
I know. I had to give a couple of reach arounds. But finally, I was able to convince Wax Steven to make an appearance and run a campaign.
Who is this shadow council of people that you have to appeal to make this happen?
I would recommend you.
Really interested.
I would recommend you stop that line of inquiry right now. Okay, I'm just gonna have to. I'm just gonna have to stop you right there, and just no more questions from you.
All right.
You're gonna murder him.
Okay, about this very specific.
They've already got snipers trained on his.
Yeah. Whack, I'm gonna leave everything to you. I don't really know. And from this point, I mean from now on, that's the most hosting and stuff I'm ever gonna do. This is gonna start every week from now on, and I'm gonna go, hi everyone, welcome to the show. Whack, go. This is Whack's show. It's just on my channel because of all of the people I had to pay off. Whack, go. You're in charge now. Take us onwards.
Good, now I feel more comfortable. With Brad at the helm, I'm just... it's so difficult to just think about him controlling things.
It's terrifying, isn't it? I don't like it either, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, you feel better?
But we're here, and I think for the most part, we're pretty much ready for this to happen. We were ready last week, but my power decided to be out, or my internet decided to be out, so...
That's known as the Wish Brad curse.
Yeah.
Whenever me and Wish try to be in a campaign together, it just gets destroyed by some sort of outside force. And we honestly believed that was the end of this campaign last week. We're like, that's it. Wax never going to get internet again.
Yeah, there was a good chance. But we're here. We're ready to do some role playing. I know I'm hyped. I'm ready to do this. This is going to be interesting because we're doing a sort of. I wanted to do a campaign that kind of. I feel like we don't really get like a lot of like demon kind of campaigns, that have that kind of demon centric vibe to them, that sort of dark fantasy kind of feel. So I was like, well, why don't I just do that? Because I want to do something different. And here we are. And I thought, well, cool. I've already got 2 D&D shows. Why don't we do something else? Why don't we make something else happen? So we're using the What's Old is New system. I'm going to kind of explain a little bit for you guys to hopefully understand it pretty easily. As for the audience, you guys have a very easy time trying to figure the system out. High numbers are good. Done. That's it.
What?
It's nothing super complicated. High numbers are good. If you see high numbers rolled, something good's probably going to happen. If you see low numbers rolled, something bad's probably going to happen. That's generally the way that it works.
I played like 2 sessions of this and I can't remember anything about it, but
Yeah, me neither.
like we're kind of scrubbish going in. Wax played the other one a lot, new, right?
Yep. Zagoticus knows actually more than I do. Like it's kind of disgusting. Like he's read the OLD book like 3 times cover to cover. I have not read it all the way through once. I just read the important bits.
We have our backseat DM.
Yeah,
He's poised. He's ready.
When I put a group together, okay, when I'm thinking about a role-playing group, I like to put together a group that has certain personalities in it to kind of cover different areas. Like I like to always make sure that I've got one kind of rules lawyery kind of person, and then when you get like more than that, then it just kind of gets annoying. So I like to have like one person that actually knows all the rules that I can be like, oh yeah, and I just, oh yeah, I forgot. One of those people. So Zagoticus is that person. Congratulations, Zagoticus. Congratulations. But the deal with What's Old is New for the players, the way that this system works is you're taking attributes that you're going to have that we'll figure out today for different characters. You combine them with a skill, and that's the dice pool that you roll. It's pretty straightforward. The way that the pools work is they've got different numbers assigned to certain dice pools. I've got a few handy dandy little handouts for you. If you look under the journal section on Roll20, I've got a little dice pool handouts so you guys can see what different scores give you in terms of dice pools.
FYI, chat, sorry to interrupt. There's going to be a lot of stuff that I think Wax says to us that is not going to be on the screen. I'm going to try and show some stuff. For example, dice pools. This is what you're talking about, yeah? Dice pools, did you say? Just the handout,
yeah,
dice pools.
Yeah.
I'll try and show it and things, but there's going to be some things that are in the PDF, I think, when being referenced. I am going to capture it, because I do get annoyed when I'm watching character creation and people don't, and yet they're just saying stuff on the screen, and you're just like, I don't know what they're talking about. But it's not going to be easy. I'm going to do my best, I promise. But just bear with us for things if we're just saying things that aren't happening on the screen. Just make it up in your head. Imagination. It's the key to all tabletop RPGs. Anyway, carry on, Wax. Sorry.
Jazz hands. So yeah, we've got dice pools. In terms of religion, I'm keeping things pretty simple. I have like a very basic kind of layout for religion and stuff, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I've got some gods and what their sort of dominions are and what their symbols are. If you want to do some kind of a religious character, we'll talk about that. I've got a skill lists handout. This is straight from the book. This is just to help you when you're doing character creation. You guys are going to be flipping through the book back and forth like a million times. This is just a thing you can have open to maybe help you with the character creation, speed things up, to look at a skill list. And then the last one that I've got there are going to be, each of us is going to create a nameless one. We're each going to create a sort of big, bad, gnarly demon. And we're going to have just a few general things that we're going to talk about with these demons. And that'll help us establish what's going on in the world here.
I just
What are
saw
you
Hail
laughing at?
Satan come up in the chat from Wish, so...
Just add into the discussion, you know, no big deal.
I mean, accurate.
Yeah. Can we all just make the same nameless one and have it just be Whack Steven? Just hit the north, just straight up.
Well, I'm going to make one too, so don't take my idea.
Okay.
So, yeah. The system, we'll kind of go over things as we're making characters and stuff. The big plan today is we're going to talk a little bit about the setting. I've kept it really simple on my end because I want this to be kind of a very much an interactive experience. I'd love it if chat sort of chimes in with stuff and we all sort of converse about some things that are going on. Obviously, I've made a map for things. That's the one thing that I wanted to have kind of nailed down. And you'll notice that I've got sort of different color markers on the map. We've got major cities there and rando locations. And what we're going to do is we're going to decide where certain things are located based on the location numbers and where the nameless ones have their area of control. So yeah, I guess I'll hop into a little exposition about what's going on with the world and why it's so horrible and what's going on. And then we'll jump into some like random world building and creating the demon lords, the nameless ones, and then we'll jump into character creation. I feel like we're gonna do the demon lords first, and then we'll jump into the character creation. But before we do that stuff, does anybody have? I want to sort of get the ball rolling on thoughts for like what role you want to play in the group. Maybe just like a general thought, not necessarily something super specific, but do we have any ideas like for where we want to go with the role that you want to play in the group? Like, does anybody think like I really want to play this kind of a character?
When you say that, are you talking personality or are you talking
Could be personality,
like
could
the
be
role of the actual character? Like I want to be the tank or the healer, you know that.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
no defined classes in the system. What happens is you guys sort of work on your past, your history, and your history forms who you are as a character. It gives you attributes, it gives you skills, all those kinds of things. So you can make a really weird character that totally works in this system. You don't have to stick with a traditional, okay, I'm going to be a paladin, you know, like you can make a sort of something that resembles a paladin, but something weird. Like you can make a paladin that's like, you know, quarterstaff paladin monk guy. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a straight up specific, you know, D&D class. You can make it however you want. So if you have like a generic
I love
role,
paladins.
what's that?
I love paladins.
Paladin. Done.
If you have like a generic role that you kind of want to play, you can sort of think about that. Zagoticus is trying very hard not to go first.
Yeah.
If you can see him like gently rocking back and forth, that's him using every fiber of his being not to just spout off like 10 things.
I kind of have several like completely separate ideas that I think will work, so I'm not married to any particular one at this point either.
Yeah,
It's
I'm happy to be the Phil, though I kind of want to play a caster because I haven't played like just a
That'd be cool,
dedicated
yeah.
caster for a really long time in any game. But I am
You're muted,
good
Zagoticus.
for what is that?
Magic's super kill in this system. It's
It is really-
definitely
Yeah,
worth checking
The
out.
one thing I remember from the system is that magic is badass.
Yeah.
So
So
magic,
yeah, I don't know.
I'll give just a quick, because magic can get a bit overwhelming if you kind of go really in depth. You can cast almost any spell that you can think of in this system. It's there's a sort of equation that comes into creating a spell or making magic happen. And it's a combination of skills plus secrets plus enhancements plus actual magic points, and then you get a spell. So like if you wanted to create a spell on the fly, you can do that. If you want to make like a bunch of spells that you just came up with, you worked them out, you figured out, I want to cast these spells on the regular, I highly recommend that. So you have like a stable of spells that you kind of use all the time. Or you can use ones that are provided for you in the book. They give you a whole bunch. Like if you're too lazy and you just, I don't want to make my own stuff, you can do that. Whatever works for you, you know, whatever works.
That's me, lazy. Like,
So it's
I
a
mean,
really,
that's
really
normally-
cool magic system.
That's normally why I play just a sword wielder, because I'm like, that's easy. I can just click a button and worry about the fact that OBS is crashing, but I think I'm going to try and overburden myself in this one and play like a dedicated caster. But again,
Sounds
I don't know. I'm also down for just playing another
And
Cloud
also,
Strife ripoff
like,
if you want.
If we're thinking about like if Brad's playing a caster, that doesn't limit us from doing it. It just like you think about what secrets you might
Wizard
have,
gang!
that kind of stuff.
Just
So
a gang
I've
of
also
wizards!
I've also got a twist that I've added. Brad
good.
knows about it. I think I told you, Zagoticus. But yeah, I've added a bit of a twist. Secrets are really important. And part of the reason that this is called the Nameless ones is because secrets are the true name of something. When you have the true name of something, you have power over it. You can get secrets by choosing certain races, certain careers. You can get free ones. I am also going to do something different here because I've set up a little named table, a list essentially of really bad things. And what I'm going to make everybody do when you make your characters, and this will be, you have an option of choosing 1 to 3 extra secrets that you will know at the beginning of this whole thing.
Cool.
I choose 3 already.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you decide to take extra secrets here, and like I said, there's a minimum of 1. You're gonna have to do one thing. You must sacrifice something.
I knew that was coming. Like you guys, like, yeah, let's take secret. No, it's always bad.
Face washing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the great thing about bad stuff is you just burn your character to the ground before you even started. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah, there's some really bad stuff on the list, and there's some not so bad stuff on the
Sounds
list.
amazing, Whack. I'm excited.
There's
Yeah.
yeah, so it's going to be entirely up to you how many sacrifices you want to make to get that many secrets at the start. Secrets are very powerful, but the sacrifices are bad, and I left them. Some of them are intentionally very vague, and some of them are specific. I just kind of wrote down a whole bunch of random stuff that I thought would be weird and cool, and left open to interpretation.
Here's the thing, Whack. Can I sacrifice Brad's character?
I'm not going to spoil what's on the list.
Can we sacrifice IRL Brad?
But
Okay,
yeah,
Blood
there's
I-
some
I-
bad stuff on
I
there.
have since narrowed my character scope down to what I think I want to do. I will play the heck out of a rogue type character for sure.
Okay.
Or like a really big dumb fighter. Either of those two things I'm good with.
Cool.
You know, in terms of archetype.
I've never seen you play Big Dumb Fighter. Just gonna put that out there.
So,
But I also don't want you to either because I know that you're too strong of just a player to sacrifice your actual IRL intelligence. So maybe I want to take that back. At some
So
point,
there's,
I'm going to be
Thank you-
sitting here
thank you,
going,
Brad.
fuck,
Thank
why
you.
did I tell Elf to play a dumb character? Because she's the only one that can save us in this situation and I know it. And then, yeah. So I vote
Brad?
Rogue.
when we were sort of scheming to get this show together and we were getting the cast, Brad was like, "All right, I need to make Elf like fall into the leader category. Like, I need to push her into the leader role.
I'm
Whatever
already
I
pulling
have to do,
strings.
I got to do it.
Well, I'm scared, right? Because normally I play in campaigns
Excellent.
where.
Oh, so good. And
Yeah,
so
I'm so
bad.
used to him doing that. I didn't even like. I was just like, yeah, wax an impression of me again. But I'm so used to playing in campaigns with like nice DMs, right? And we're probably gonna get absolutely slaughtered in this. So like, I normally don't min max, but a little bit of me is already starting to think like, yeah, well, maybe we should sort of vaguely prepare to go up against whack in this campaign.
I'm kind of preparing to just random what my career is for.
I mean, the great thing is I could play a big dumb rogue too, because the way this game works. But we'll see.
You really can. And I really do encourage you to take a look at the demonkins that I've got available.
I'm already on it.
I spent a long time working on this, and I actually showed this to the creator of the system just to look over, and he's like, "Yeah, these look good." He like checked them, made sure they were balanced.
Yoink. Yoink and monetized.
Yeah. Morris is the creator of the system. He's a super good guy. If you guys are curious about the system, you want to check it out, you can head on over to woinrpg.com. There's a lot of cool stuff on there that's available for you to take a look at. Yeah, so the demonkins are there. So yeah, let me do a little exposition and get you guys. I just wanted to get the ball rolling, get some thoughts going for possible character classes before we jumped into the exposition. So let's talk about the world that you guys are in. The world of Orgaris is not a happy place. It's not a happy place. It's a place of cruelty. It's a place of very much a caste-like society. What's happened is about 1,000 years ago or so, demons overran the world, and they did not destroy everything. They didn't just become a plague upon the world and kill everyone that they saw. What they did was they conquered it. They subjugated it. They turned most of the humanoids here into slaves. And we've got this really crazy sort of dynamic that has been built up over this 1,000 years, where the demons have started to mimic what the humanoids had in their daily lives with the noble classes and things that have sort of taken over the world. We have these nameless ones that are sort of the pinnacle of society and power. They are powerful beings, often looked at as gods by the people, a good chunk of the people, and the society of the demons that still live here. Some of the demons decided to conform to this sort of noble idea that was here before. Some of them still roam free. Some of them are wild and, cannibal barbarians, what have you. That sort of general chaos still exists. The first sign of these demons was when the oceans started to turn red. Horrible creatures started to spawn forth in the oceans. Monstrosities like you can only imagine. Disgusting, horrible, otherworldly creatures. And immediately this obviously has an effect on the populace, because travel and food supplies are incredibly affected instantaneously. So this incredible panic took hold, and that's when the invasions started. People were starving. They didn't know what to do. They couldn't They couldn't traverse these oceans. They couldn't go anywhere. These crazy monstrosities were attacking ships and disrupting any trade. So they were caught completely off guard, and the demons took hold of the world with ease. There were people in higher society, whether they were people of power, that had noble power, people that controlled armies or vast amounts of wealth, high-powered merchants that immediately gave in. They sought no way to fight back. This is the only thing that I can do, is just to give in, surrender. And in a sort of strange benevolence, they were given just a little bit of a sort of power. They were given a noble status amongst the humanoids, which is not to say very much, but it's sort of living a strange semi-semblance of a life. The castes have sort of been filled in, and what we've got are the nameless ones on the top, these demon lords. And then below them, we have these sort of demon nobles, however you want to call them. They can control keeps and lands. And then the demon lowerborn, which are oftentimes demons that did not want to conform to this sort of societal norms that were created. And then we have a sort of in-between. We have a group of humans that were altered. They're called the Elevated, and they've been changed. The most powerful amongst these are the Infernus, and they are almost superhuman in their violence and their desires and their power. They are amongst the most feared beings in this world. If you ever see an Infernus, run is the general mentality between any of the people that exist here. And then there are the Proctors. They sort of act like lower versions of the Infernus. They're like a group of almost like a secret police kind of thing. They are brutal, and they enforce doctrine. And then the Stewards, the lowest of the Elevated. These are people that have been modified in ways to observe and to keep an eye on things. They are the whisperers. They are the ones that are always moving information about. And then below the Elevated, they are the humanoid nobles, the people and families that were traitors to the rest of society. And I had chat help me come up with some names for the sort of slang for these people. These are the tolls, short for tolerated. And then the lowest of the low, the slave caste, the humans that have been forced into roles that sort of befit their natures, their sort of natural aptitudes, the Krot. They are the lowest. The Krot are often killed on whims. They're spit upon, looked down upon, and there's only a few things that keep them from being slaughtered outright at any given time. And essentially what's happened is the most powerful nameless one that I'm going to create right now is the one that has sort of set forth this doctrine. The one that has kind of realized that their society needs slaves. They need people to do things for them. They need workers. They don't have the aptitudes for these jobs. They need to make somebody else do them. So, I'm going to create mine now. My nameless one
Is Steve.
For Dave.
Tim.
My nameless one. And the way that we're going to do this for these demon lords is that we're going to make 3 sort of titles. And besides the reason of just taking control and being the DM, that I'm doing mine first is that you guys can kind of understand how I'm making
Sure.
mine. So you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
do yours. So the titles that my nameless one has, the first one is the Eternal One. The next title is the Shaper of Flesh. And the last one is the Vigilant One.
Nice.
They have an interesting appearance. This creature shows itself to the public. It is visible. It is not afraid. It has a very sort of almost a quiet menace that spills forth from it. It's kind of androgynous and a bit lanky. I would say it's not incredibly tall compared to a lot of the other demons, but the presence that emanates from it is staggering and overwhelming. You can feel its presence. It has a sort of androgynous kind of look. It is, as I said, kind of lanky, and it doesn't look overly muscled, but it does have very large horns and sort of broad shoulders. It also has a black cowl, but it's not clothing. It looks like a black mist tied around its neck, spilling forth down its back and rolling down like water. Dark mist cascading behind it, flowing, never ending. And it's feared because this is the nameless one that controls the others. This is the one that is believed to have started the entire invasion of this world. It is the one that has created the elevated. It's believed to have created the monstrous creatures that infest the waters of this world. And its dominion, I'm going to pull this up on the screen here. Just roughly.
Its dominion is Denny's.
Denny's.
Waffle House.
Oh, God.
It controls the area in yellow here. You'll notice that the volcano and those sort of chasms filled with lava have a name of Degdranus. That is an area of the world that is very inhospitable to life, although the chasms contain some very precious resources and metals. The chasms are essentially the prison area for anyone that falls out of line. They don't want to waste their slaves. They want to send them to the worst places that give them the most benefit. And Degdranus is that place. It's a horrible place, a wasteland. And the chasms are almost as close to a death sentence as you can get without actually having one. And yeah, that's mine.
I've got some stuff. Wax,
Excellent.
If you want me to go next on
Sure.
this business.
If you guys are chomping at the bit, I'm all for it.
So I've got 3 titles for my nameless one.
Okay.
They are The Masked, or The Shadow, or The Agent. These are their 3 titles. Look-wise, nobody's ever seen them because they don't actually appear in their own form ever. They possess people or other, beings and speak
Excellent.
through them. The only way you can tell if it's really the Masked is if you can see, like, in a reflective surface or a mirror, whoever they are possessing is wearing like a cracked porcelain mask, basically, in their reflection. I don't understand this next for Feared.
So feared is, I guess it's going to sort of tie in with the way that the character looks. It's mostly like what's the sort of superstition around them,
The
right?
superstition okay, I got you. So they're like well known for being like an information gatherer. Like a lot of their dominion isn't in direct power. It's in knowing everything and being able to act on those things with like pinpoint accuracy. So the fear with like wherever it is that the mask holds sway over, is that you can never do anything in secret. Like you could never make any move that isn't already known. These kinds of things.
Excellent. I love it.
Dominion, I guess is this like location based?
So yeah, what we're gonna do for the dominions is everybody will pick one of the major, the yellow wax seals there for their cities,
Okay.
and we're gonna kind of figure out the general area that you control. We're also, what we'll do is I have a certain amount of cities that will be resistance controlled.
Okay.
Some that will be sort of mixed populations, which are kind of like populations that accept the human nobles as part of the area, and some that are completely demon controlled, like some that just don't, if they see a human, they're gonna kill it. You know what I mean? Like they can't handle it.
I got you. So I just pick one of the yellow things, and
Yep.
then okay. Let's go with the island on the far left there. Malvoris
Okay.
and associated locations.
Okay. So we'll draw. I think we'll figure out where your sort of area of control is after we sort of get everybody's input.
And that's perfect. I just wanted to, go down the list here. And the other stuff, I don't know. You mentioned.
So yeah, noble houses. We don't have to do all of this stuff right now. We
Cool.
can sort of. I just wanted to have some stuff that I was thinking about on the list, so like I can start to fill some things in. We can talk about like the noble houses that exist as part of their dominion. People that have some sort of like middle management.
Sure.
Okay. We'll sort of work that out as we go.
Well, there you go then.
Okay, excellent. Does anyone else want to go next?
Sure. I'll go next. Titles for one of the nameless ones. First title, The Bloodless. Second title, Heart Eater, or the Eater of Hearts. And the third one,
This is just you like on Friday night, isn't it?
the third one is obviously then the stripper because it's Friday nights. No, the warrior.
So I feel like as soon as I hear this, I have like the general in mind, like the person that was in charge of the forces that sort of overwhelmed the world.
Okay.
That's the person that I immediately. Do you agree? Like, does that feel?
I feel like he's also the kind of person who would go into the battlefields as well. So he's not a sit in his ass general. He does enjoy battle, but being a general would be fine for him.
Okay.
Looks wise, I'm kind of. The starting point that I got to was like perfect cell, where it's kind of tall and broad and looks strong, but his skin is black, kind of almost looks like a beetle shell. It's kind of black and shiny, and has two kind of like curved horns, like a very tall, powerful kind of looking person, but fairly humanoid looking as well. So it doesn't look particularly alien.
Okay. Why do
Yeah.
you think that what's the sort of superstitions that go around about this one? What do you think?
Well, people probably hear rumors of something like, they take up innocent young virgins and cut out their hearts and eat them before their mothers or something like that. The fear is that the bloodless will come and eat your heart, like that kind of thing. Yeah.
Do you have something to chime in with, Finalis?
No, I'm just sitting here trying to figure out my damn time.
And he's also, unbeatable in combat, people hear, so he might not be, but he doesn't mind the good publicity.
Got to worry about that public look.
Yeah. He wants to be feared and eat people's hearts.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, like, you cut him, he doesn't bleed, all that. That's how he got his name, the Bloodless. No matter how many times you strike at him, it doesn't fall, he doesn't bleed. Keeps moving forward. Wait, are we gonna fight this guy? He's actually a total pussy, and
Yeah, well
we'll
done.
roll over and die if you kiss him lightly upon the cheek.
What about the Dominion? Where are you thinking?
Somewhere near.
Which major city?
I think Monmal looks
Monmal?
good.
Okay.
Yeah, there's enough places around there, and it's fairly near the Eternal One's place.
Jesse Ventura from The Predator nailed it. Okay, excellent.
Good.
Who wants to go
I am
next?
ready. I'm kidding. You want to go?
The first. No, you go ahead.
It's okay.
Go!
It's my stream, okay? I'll do what I want.
Nope. I'm still trying to figure out titles.
All right, yeah. I figured you was. That's why I was just like, I'll go. This one's easy for me. I got 3 names. Sorry, 3 titles, yeah?
Yep.
The Endarkened One.
Oh
Just-
god.
It's what I call my dog. The Hound of Dusk. And Shade Soul. One word. Easy.
Okay.
What do you want next? What do they look like?
What do they look like?
It's like a huge, hulking sort of male figure. Like just strength. But with the head of a dog. However,
Okay. Almost like a sort of Egyptian kind of god kind of look. What was it, Horus? Horus
yeah,
the-
like Horus, kind of like Minotaur-esque.
Anubis.
Anubis, but like big and strong. However, I would say it's probably very hard to focus on them as a physical being because they appear to be made of like thick smoke. Although it makes features, it's like wisps of smoke are coming off of them. Like you can see, but it's not like the same as you would see like a physical
A
thing.
little like the Balrog.
Balrog-ish.
Much of it's smoke and fire.
That kind of a look to it. Still physical looking, but I would say like, yeah. One moment it looks physical, one moment it looks like it's just a piece of smoke.
Okay. And why is this nameless one feared? What are the superstitions that circulate about it?
It is feared because it is able to draw power from evil nearby. So the more evil that sort of lies inside people's souls that are nearby, the more powerful they become. So if they're surrounded by paladins, they're a lot weaker. If they're surrounded by evil people or evil demons, or surrounded by evil doings, or, you know, if someone's just murdered a bunch of people in a town, they're going to feel stronger.
So I feel like that automatically, and you can stop me if you think I'm wrong here, but like that kind of makes me think they keep large, maybe like armies or something around them just to, you know, buff them up, right? Like they keep some kind of horde around. Probably have a very high. I feel like that area, the dominion that you decide on is going to be like a very demon heavy area. Like there's probably way less humanoid type people there and there's probably more demons there.
I was also thinking, I can't remember the name, but the lowest caste of humans,
The Krot. Krot.
are there's probably quite a lot of them around because people are just torturing them and killing them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just okay because the Darkened one likes it and it feeds it and it makes it stronger. So yeah, I mean, draws strength from nasty people and demons and acts. Yeah.
And that's the whole thing with this is the nature of the world almost makes people do bad things just to stay alive, you know? So like people are doing bad stuff just to get by, you know, like just to do what they have to do. Like if you just take a look at the Krot in their society, what they have to live with, right? There's people amongst them, they've sort of created their own like hierarchy, right? Like it's strongest survive, basically. Like who the hell can survive in this horrible environment? And it's going to be the shittiest of the people, right? Like it's the worst of the worst.
Prison rules.
Yeah. Okay. What about the Dominion? Where are you thinking?
I was thinking either Ceres or Mon Mal, but I think you just took Mon Mal, right?
Yep.
So probably Ceres, just purely because this one probably likes to be close to your Nameless one, to just feed off of that evil energy. If yours is the most powerful, it's potentially the most evil, so it would want to stay close to it, like a dog stays close to its master. So I guess Ceres. Ceres?
Yep.
Ceres?
Oh my God! Did that not save?
What do you need? I wrote this all.
Why? I didn't hit the save button. No.
I wrote all
Okay.
my shit down. If you want me to just send it to you on. Thing.
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great.
There you go.
I'm such an.
I'll send it to you on Zoom.
Thank you.
Okay.
He's ready.
I think.
Okay.
All right.
Go for it, Manala.
Titles. I'm gonna go with the Enlightened One, the Undead Walker, and finally the Necromancer.
Honestly, just the names alone for all of these things are fucking cool.
Yeah, I love them.
They're all just amazing anyway.
As far as looks, he's going to be a tall, lanky, humanoid-looking demon. It's almost kind of taken on the appearance of a very undead, not healthy-looking human. Very, very pale, very, very sickly-looking. But and he walks around with a imagine like a wizard staff, if you will, except instead of a typical wood, it's actually just human spines that have kind of been melded together.
Oh, sick. Spinal staff of ew.
And his fear, is that what I'm going with next?
Yeah, the fear, the superstition that
Okay.
surrounds it.
Okay, so behind I'll kind of tie this one in with the general that's already been created with from Zacatecus. Let's say his general was the brute force general, the one that got in there and got down and dirty. This was the one that was kind of on the back lines and would essentially, with all the slain victims, if you Game of Thrones, raise the dead of the already slain to increase their power that much more, increase their armies.
Like raising dead, spreading miasma
Yeah,
and disease.
this is essentially the sorcerer general of this army. This is the powerful wizard.
Okay. You know, just a random funny thing as I'm filling my information back in. I hadn't even realized when I was making the map, I named the main like capital city of this whole thing, the one that where my nameless one was Xanarath. And then I realized it was Xanathars, just with a few of the letters changed. I was like, oh my God. Like I did the whole stream. Nobody commented on it when I was doing the cartography. Nobody said a goddamn thing. And then I'm looking at the map. I'm like, why does that name look weird to me? Xanathar. And then I look over to my pile of D&D books over here. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I had to rename it real quick. I'm like, oh my God.
It's when Morris came at you and was like, how dare you? How
Yeah,
dare
that's
you
exactly what-
sully my system? That's how he speaks, by the
Okay.
way, everybody in real life.
So, I'm sorry, where did you say for the Dominion?
Oh, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what's been taken yet.
So, Denarath is where mine is.
Mhm.
Brad's is Saris. Elf's is in the Malvoris. Zagoticus took Monmal.
Let's see. I'll go ahead and take the top right. I'll take Ribal.
Okay.
Oh God, an island full of undead.
Yeah, the undead
Sounds
island.
good.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
It's going to be great when we actually have to pick the resistance locations. I'm going to be so... I had to really concentrate on like how many I wanted to do because I wanted you guys to like be tactical about where you place them. So it's going to be... I think I got like the right amount, I think, but we'll see. Okay, so let's see. Finalis is Alphas, Malvoris.
Brutal Brian in the chat. Okay, now you've created them. Roll initiative.
After the break.
No.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Wish, are you ready?
I think. So that does automatically mean that I get Boss Deuce.
Bos Deus.
Deus,
Yes.
yeah. All right, cool. So you already know that I'm there. So the title is The Manipulator, The Dream Walker, and The Soul Crusher.
This is Wish, IRL. The Dreamwalker, you said?
The Dream Walker
Okay. And the Soul Crusher?
and the Soul Crusher.
Got it. Awesome. What do they look like?
So I kind of like listen to you guys describe him. An androgynous looking figure with the ability to shift and shape into what people desire the most. The horns, though, they're like large, thick, spiral, just huge horns.
Excellent. It's kind of a ram's horns kind of a look. So they do like a
And they're
spin.
huge.
Okay.
Is it like the queen/king of the succubi/incubi?
Seems that way, huh? Seems that way. The feared part now, right?
Yes. Why are they feared, and what are the superstitions that surround this nameless one?
So they can manipulate people's hopes and dreams and alter them to change what people are passionate about. And if people don't get to their task or like achieve their dreams, people just feel fucking depressed. Sorry for cursing on your channel, Brad. They just feel really
we don't
depressed.
do cursing on Brad's channel, okay?
Yeah, my channel
And they go,
is super
it makes them
family-friendly.
mad. Like it drives people insane that they can't achieve these things. So like it's kind of like my one kind of like
We shall
shift.
name it Twitch.
Yeah, they kind of shift people's like to kind of manipulate them and make them into what they want to do. If they don't do it, then
Like taking the kind of cultural/spiritual war aspect and like
Shifting
breaking
around,
breaking the people.
from within in the souls. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. So I'm going to have to re-enter some of this information because I accidentally closed the window and didn't hit save. But that's a good start, guys. That's a good start. Do we want to take our first break now?
Sure.
Since it's
Give
the
you
top of the
a
hour.
chance to
Take another nervous pee.
take another nervous pee.
Go
All
get some
right.
cheese.
We're gonna do a little break here. My channel just hit 1 million total views in this, so that's cool. I don't know what it means or if anything, nothing. But thanks for joining us on the first episode and my 1 million view birthday. Wow. We'll see you in a couple minutes. What are we doing next?
You're welcome.
What's next? The actual characters.
Next, I think we can probably start hopping into some characters. Yeah.
Characters! I don't know what to do. We'll see you in 2 to 5 to 10 to 15 minutes or one day. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's your boy, Whack Steven.
You don't do it right, Brad.
It's
What
your
you've got to
boy.
do is there's a wind up to it. You have to go, welcome.
I
There's
know,
the-
yeah, he goes, welcome.
forgetting that part.
He's got way more passion in just his saying hello than I have had for anything in my entire life, and I can't drum it up. I'm sorry, Whack. Do you want to do it? There you go. You can do it if you want.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back.
Oh,
So much better than you.
so much better. I know. I know.
You suck, Brad. Get off the stage.
I wish that I could just like hand the OBS thing over to Whack and just be like, you let us know when it starts, but it's too much effort.
It's too much effort.
He'll kill him.
Fuck
He'll
it.
die. He'll die. He puts too much
Fuck
effort.
it, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Go on in.
Yes, so welcome back, everybody. We're continuing on with more of the world building and character creation. And something I failed to mention when I was sort of doing the exposition about the sort of world is that in terms of time frame, we're looking at kind of a varied kind of cultural level throughout the world. A lot of it depends, I think, on the dominions that we're talking about. I feel like each dominion kind of has their own level of cultural technology and that kind of thing. But we're looking at kind of a large range. We're talking anywhere from medieval all the way up to Renaissance level culture. So there are guns that exist in the world. They're not super popular, but they are things that happen. I know that in the book, the Grand Elves are they get like a pistol and
they get
musketeer option for their starter skills. So that is a thing you can do. And one of the great things I love about the system is that you can really make a lot of different things work. You don't have to play a very stereotypical version of a class. You can put your own twist on it based on the way that your past comes out. So if you want to play a wizard, you can totally do that. You don't have to be Gandalf. You can do something completely different and still perform that role in the party. So just something to keep in mind as I frantically try to fill in everybody else's stuff again. And
Just a quick question.
Sure.
Just, like the already pre-mades, it would be like so we're looking at the careers, right? That would be their class.
There are no classes, but the careers determine abilities, the attributes, the skill points, and what they're called, the exploits. Exploits are kind of like a combination of abilities and special powers. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But I'm sorry. What were you going with that?
Well, because well, I guess would it be the wizard would be considered a career, or
so there's
I don't know if I'm understanding that right.
So okay, so here's the general. I'll give you the general way that you build a character, right? When you start, you decide what race you want to be. You decide basically your 5 careers. You're going to start with an origin, and they're specifically listed in the book as origin careers. And then you can repeat your origin career as many times in a row as you want. With diminishing returns, you don't get the same initial bonus of it. And then 4 other careers. So you guys are starting at what's called grade 5, which is kind of like level 5. And it also determines how many dice you get to roll max. So at grade 5, you guys get to roll a maximum of 5 dice, 5 d6s. Everything
like
is d6s in this game.
This system has like a really weirdly sort of confusing, impressively in-depth character creation that makes the game seem really scary. And then when you play the first dice roll, you're like, oh, okay, it's really easy. Does that make sense?
It's very simple. Once we work out all the stuff, you're going to take your attribute dice pool, add it to whatever skill is appropriate. There's a bunch of lawyering in this. You guys are going to try to sell me on skills or attributes that you think are applicable to the situation. And I'll either agree or say no. From there, you'll get to roll whatever dice makes sense. So I'll be like, okay, we'll say somebody's entering into an arm wrestling competition. I feel like the default thinking here is, okay, you're going to take whatever your strength dice pool is, add it to, do you have the arm wrestling skill? Yes? Okay. Then you take your strength attribute dice pool plus your skill level dice pool in arm wrestling, and you roll that many dice. I have a number in my head that you have to beat to make the check, and it works. If you guys are... the way that the attributes... Think about it like this. The attributes are your natural ability, right? Skills are how much you've trained in something to make better, to be better at it. So you can be bad naturally at something. You can be weak, but you know how to fucking arm wrestle. So like, you've been practicing. You know how to go over the top, and you know you're just naturally skilled at it. So that might make up for any poor strength score that you may have there. And then you could be like, well, what if I want to try to seduce them while arm wrestling?
What if I have really kind eyes and I just make, just look at them like, let me win, please?
You could try to sell me on the charisma attribute.
Love it.
You said no so flat out, and look at, did you see those little baby eyes that he
You
gave
see those
you?
kind eyes?
That's the thing. So that's the general way that things work here. That's it.
I still don't know what I want to play. So,
does anybody know what they want to play?
I already said I'm gonna play a rogue of some kind, I think.
Okay.
Or like rogue-ish type, depending on backgrounds. So I'm just looking at stuff right now. I almost want to try and avoid my natural inclination to pick Sylvan Elf, which is just the thing that I always pick because I do. So I'm just trying to decide if there's anything that's better, and if not, then I'm just gonna pick that.
So Zagonicus just brought up a good thing just in chat that I didn't mention. The one factor here is that there's an attribute that's called luck. The way that luck works in this game is before you make a roll, okay, if you know like a roll is really important and you're like, shit, I need to go all in this. If you have a luck dice pool, let's say you have a luck of 6, okay? Let's say your luck attribute is 6. That means your dice pool is 3. You have 3 luck dice that you can use. You can say, okay, I really need to win this arm wrestling competition. Zagonicus' character's life is on the line if I lose this. So I need to make this.
That's an intense arm wrestling match.
Yeah. Luck dice will allow you to break your dice limit. They will allow you to bypass that 5 cap. You can be like, all right, I'm going to use 3 luck dice. You roll your luck dice, and if you get a 6 on any of them, they explode. You get to roll another die. So you break your dice cap, and you get to roll a shitload more dice. And those dice are expended. There are exploits that will allow you to regain some luck dice. And you can also, once per day, refresh them. So, luck dice are a kind of factor where you can throw a little monkey wrench in things if you really need to make a roll succeed here, and you've got some luck dice to play with. That's something to think about, too. Okay, so if we want to start with Elf, maybe I'll just kind of walk you through, and we'll kind of go from there. Does that sound good?
You're welcome to do so.
Okay. So, in terms of races, if you want to go with an elf,
I think I'm gonna go with the Grand Elf though, rather than a Sylvan Elf.
Okay, cool.
So I can be taller and more important.
So, I think anytime anybody sort of picks a race, I'll just kind of go over it for the chat so you guys get a better idea. Or if you want to, Elf, if you want to just read the text.
I mean, I can if you want. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
go for
different for your world here, but I'm happy to. So with the Grand Elves, it's Grand Elves are an ancient race, masters of gunpowder. There's nothing more awe-inspiring than the sight of ranks of Grand Elves lined up with their muskets in the driving rain, felling row after row of charging goblin hordes. Tall, pale, and serious, Grand Elves are strong believers in the good of the community being more important than that of the individual. They're slightly taller and slimmer than humans, with a grave, stoic bearing. Their ears are pointed and their faces tend towards the angular. They're immortal and don't age past middle age, although they can still be slain by accident, illness, or violence. Music is important to Grand Elves. Most are able to play one or more musical instruments, and singing comes naturally to them. Their music is beautiful and ethereal. Grand Elf adventurers tend to be musketeers, alchemists, and sailors. There you go.
Excellent. So the way that this is going to work is page 15 of the PDF has a character creation walkthrough that you cannot see because my camera's too bright. And it has essentially a step-by-step guide on how you make your character. So first thing you do is you choose a race, which you've done. Then we're going to apply the race attribute adjustments. All of you guys start with 3 in every attribute as a baseline, except for rep and magic. Rep is reputation, magic. I guess I'll go through the attributes. Most of these are kind of self-explanatory, but I'll just do it just for the hell of it. Strength, pretty self-explanatory, how strong you are. Agility, similar to dexterity in D&D. Endurance, similar to constitution. Int is probably where people might get a little confused. Int is intuition. Those are sort of like things that you're going to intuit as opposed to think about. These are things that sort of are instinctual. There are things related to your sort of natural ability. Your perception score is going to get tied into your intuition. Then there's logic, which is what people would probably tie closely to intelligence from D&D. Will is willpower. That's your sort of resistance to mental attacks, to magic, that kind of thing. Your general bullheadedness. Charisma, pretty self-explanatory, almost identical to D&D. Luck, we talked about already. Rep is your reputation. That's going to affect your bearing. This is going to affect your, it affects your money. It affects your general reputation amongst the population. With a high rep score, you could be well known to merchants. You could have other kinds of influences and things like that. And magic is going to affect your ability to cast spells. It will determine your magic pool, which you have a set amount of points for to cast various spells and things. And yeah, that's where we're looking. So what I'm debating on, do you guys want to do the sacrifices at the beginning of your character creation before you go too in depth? What do you think?
I mean, that depends what the sacrifice is going to be. If it's like, and you're
Some of them are really bad.
You have no arms and legs.
Yeah, it would be good. It would be good to know going in.
Yeah,
I'd say do them afterwards. It seems more brutal.
I mean, I agree with that.
I kind of like the idea of like, this is me created, and then Whack is like, and
then
we're
you lose an
chopping stuff
arm and you're like,
off, and
"No!"
we're taking stuff away from you. I'm with.
You know what? I'm with you guys.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna
I'm
be.
with the horrible like this is pretty close to a horror campaign. You know, it's dark fantasy. Let's start off with some horror by
Alright,
starting the campaign off by the last thing that happens is we find out that all of us have no eyes.
I was gonna say I am a master pistolier and blinded. You know?
Okay.
Lost. Look at him. He's like, that's a mistake, you fools.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So,
last.
just I guess when we're going through this, think about how many sacrifices you guys want to make and what you want to do. All right. So your race attributes get applied first.
Yeah, so I have, for Grand Elves, I get a +2 agility, +2 logic, -2 luck, and +3 magic.
Yeah, so go ahead and add that to your starting 3 on all of those things. I don't... Yeah, luck is -2. Okay, yeah. Okay. And then once you do your attributes, you're going to get skill choices. You get to choose. You get 3 racial skills out of that list. And this is where the handout comes into play, so you don't have to keep flipping back and forth. If you want to open that up in another window, that's a good thing to have. The way that the skills work as they're listed in the book is anything that's in brackets means anything from that category.
Yeah.
Also, you can make one up if it's in brackets. If you have you can just make a word that would fit in that category. That's what it's for. That's what the brackets are for.
Question: you said you get 3, or it depends
To
on
start. This is for the race, and then we're gonna as we move forth through the list here, we're gonna when we choose careers, we get more skills and stuff as we go. But yeah, it's 3 to start from the racial list.
Okay, so I'm gonna take music, singing.
Okay.
It's not really a skill on the list anywhere I can see, but I'm sure it'll.
Absolutely, you can definitely
I'm
use.
gonna have a wonderful singing voice. I'm gonna take leadership, I think, and I'm also gonna take. Oh no, never mind. I don't want a leadership. Never mind that. Wait a second.
Brad was like, "Yes, it's all coming together."
So singing, because
I'm sending donations to Elf's PayPal right now.
It's not enough. That's why I said I wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm like $1 more, $2 more, $3 more.
Singing and swords.
Okay.
And
The combat skills will directly affect your ability to hit things, and armor skills will directly affect your ability to basically use heavier armor or medium armor without taking penalties to your defense.
yeah, let's do singing and pistols and intimidate. Actually, yeah. Let's do
Excellent. I already love where this is going.
That. Yeah,
This is great.
Sounds great. So I'll add those.
Yeah, so you'll notice on the sheet there, under it's under combat. No, where was it? Oh yeah, you just have to actually click add. I'm sorry, I forgot. There's a little pull down menu next to the skill. What that is that's the attribute that is most closely associated with the skill that you will in general be using to roll with. So like for singing, I feel like that's usually charisma, almost definitely. And ranged attacks in this game are going to either use agility or intuition. Melee attacks generally use strength or agility.
Okay, cool. All right, so I have those 3 added. I noticed there's little scroll buttons next to them for like dice.
Yeah, that's the levels. So so you're taking the first level in each of those to start.
Okay. All right.
And you'll see your dice pool automatically changes there. So if you were to hit your singing skill button there, it would roll your charisma dice pool plus your singing skill.
That was a hella roll.
Yeah, that was a really good roll. So on a 3d6, you just got a 15.
You just won the X Factor.
Yep.
And the luck roll
Congratulations.
before that was a 6 that exploded into a 6 that exploded into a 6.
Look at
Listen,
Whack, he's getting nervous. He's like,
I'm-
damn it, they've got the touch.
I'm
So glad to
auditioning
be-
for Orgaris Got Talent. Okay.
Okay. So yes, that's the racial stuff. Then your racial exploits get added, and those are there's an exploit tab that you go to in there, and you get all of the racial exploits. The way that I like to use this sheet is I like to kind of break up anything that's given to me as a racial thing, like on the left, and then on the right side I do like career-based stuff, but that's just like my crazy OCD that I have.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna add things for now. Whack.
Yeah.
And then I'll source
So,
them
as a
out.
Grand Elf, I'll read these off for the chat while you add them. You get a cultural weapon. Grand Elves begin play with a free musket or pistol. They are Fey. Elves of all types are considered Fey. Magic sense. Grand Elves can sense magic within 10 feet of them. They can intuitively sense the presence of magic, but not the power level, type, direction, or exact location. Meditation. Grand Elves do not need sleep. They may sometimes choose to meditate instead while their non-elven companions are sleeping, but this is not necessary. Naturally magical. Grand Elves begin play knowing one free magical secret.
Ah,
So you have a potential
Ah.
to start with 4 secrets
uh-huh.
if you want to do 3 sacrifices.
And also no limbs.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see, but I get a free one, so I think I know what one I'm gonna pick, but I'm gonna look at my life paths first. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, I'm set up at the beginning here, and I'll just like go through some stuff and figure it out from here.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We'll kind of jump back and forth between people and see where you're headed with various careers and things. Does anybody want to go next?
Sure.
Okay.
I think.
Excellent.
It's gonna be horrible. I'm aiming to go a dwarf.
Alrighty. We got a dwarf. All right, so if we look at the book there, you want to go ahead and read the mountain dwarves.
I don't know how to read. Mountain dwarves are sturdy folk who live in the mountain strongholds. They have a love of treasure and great skill at mining and engineering. Sometimes gruff, they can be serious about their work, but are amongst the world's greatest carousers. An honorable race, mountain dwarves tend toward a serious-minded, although their reputation for sometimes excessive pride is not undeserved. I'm dyslexic as fuck, just so you know. Craftsmen, engineers, miners, metalworkers, stoneworkers, mountain dwarves are skilled with their hands, and most are equally skilled with using weapons, reminiscent of tools of their trade. Hammonds and axes, therefore, are common dwarven weapons. Mountain dwarves, like most dwarves, are stocky and broad. They stand about 4 feet tall. The males almost invariably sport beards, whilst the females do not. They are stronger and tougher than humans, though they lack grace and agility. Mountain dwarves are mortal. They live for about 250 years on average. A reputation for greed follows all mountain dwarves. Almost every member of the race is born with an innate appreciation of precious metals and rare gems, and much to their industry, all historically have been based around these things. Mountain dwarves adventurers are usually warriors. They tend to shun magic and have no innate natural ability.
All right. Excellent. So, dwarves get the small size category, which I'll explain to you in a minute. Your attributes are going to be +2 to endurance and +2 to will to start.
All right, so I +2, so that goes up to a 5, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then this is going to go to a. All right, done.
All righty. And now you're going to get to choose 3 of the racial skills there. And as I said before, anything in brackets, you can choose from that category, or you can make something up, something that's appropriate for that category.
Sure, all right. Let's go with I have no idea.
So your skill choices are crafting, in brackets, alchemy, appraisal, axes, engineering, carousing, which is generally like drinking and bullshitting and, generally getting along with people, hammers, and mining.
Yeah, I'll go with. I think my guy's gonna be quite the drunk, so I'm gonna take carousing. I'm gonna take. I picked 3 of them, right?
Yep.
All right. I have to do the meme of "and my axe," so I'll take an axe, obviously. Duh. And so I can take 1 for crafting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? My guy's gonna be greedy AF, so I'm gonna go with appraisal. I don't want to be getting ripped off when I try to sell stuff.
Okay, fair enough. Alrighty, and then you get all of the dwarven exploits. So I'll read those off for you. So basically, you get everything listed there. Dark sight: mountain dwarves can see in the dark to a distance of 60 feet, and when underground, can see in the dark to any distance as though it were daylight. Earthy: mountain dwarves automatically know the secret of Earth, although mountain dwarves with magic attributes are rare. Iron constitution: mountain dwarves are not affected by non-magical poisons, with the exception of alcohol. Sturdy: with a low center of gravity, it is hard to knock a mountain dwarf down. Any attempt to do so suffers a minus 2d6 die penalty.
It's actually way better than it sounds.
Yeah.
You'll understand when we get to explaining combat at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, if you get knocked down in combat in the beginning of a turn or something, it's not good.
All right, added.
Sweet. Okay. So from there, you're going to choose, you can choose your origin career as many times as you want if you want to do that, but you don't get the full benefits of the first time origin career. So I'll work through that with you. So on page 29 of the PDF, you can see that there's the origin careers. You can do an acolyte, a farmhand, a noble, a page, a primitive, a slave, an urchin, or a wizard's apprentice. And with every career here, at the beginning, you apply all of the attribute adjustments that it's got. Then you take 2 of the listed skills and advance each one by 1 level. So let me pull up your thing here. Okay, so I'm just going to tweak your sheet a little bit here. We're going to put 1 level in each of these to start, because this is what you picked when we just did this.
Gotcha.
And you see the dice pool there, that D6 number changes when I increase that.
Mm-hmm.
At certain intervals, you're going to get more dice. It's basically, that's what that dice pool's handouts for.
Okay.
All right, so for carousing, we'll say that could be either reputation or charisma. And that's a general rule in this game. A lot of times you can replace your reputation with your charisma depending on what's appropriate. But reputation is definitely going to be more of the word of mouth on you than your personal like looks or your natural ability to speak. So for now, we'll just say charisma is the most used attribute to associate with that skill. You can change that based on the situation, like when we have to do a roll for it. But that's the most common one. Axes, probably going to be strength, most likely. Appraisal.
Intuition?
I think that's probably logic based, because that's more like your history, you know, like that's more you using your knowledge. You could also argue that you could like inspect it, you know, and say like, look at the quality of something, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's arguments for a lot of stuff. If you decide you want to go the magic route, you could say, you know, if it's a magical item, you could make the argument that you're rolling magic with that. That's the beauty of the system.
Okay.
Okay. So that's done. So yeah, now you got to choose an origin career. And once you do that, you take all of the attributes there, add those. And then you get 2 skill choices and you get 1 exploit.
Okay. Should I you want to move on to someone else so we don't take up too much time, and I'll look over these, or you want me to just pick one real quick?
Sure, we can move on to somebody else.
Just the ones I'm like,
No, we do all of yours.
Who wants to go next?
I guess I'll go next.
Okay, Bradley.
I am going to pick the Demonkin Special Wax Steven class. Scott race. I'm a GM. I'm such an embarrassment to the craft. Right.
Nice.
So, Whack made some A race, which has sub races, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Yeah,
want
the
to explain that.
Demonkin, look at it like this. It's essentially like against doctrine to breed with the humanoid races, but it still happens. And it's technically illegal, and they're often hated by the other humanoid races. Think like apartheid, like it's that kind of a situation. And the other demons, like full-blooded demons, are going to generally just hate you, like if you're a demonkin.
Good.
But they've got some pretty sweet abilities.
Well, I decided to go Demonkin Imp type.
I 100% knew you were going to pick that when I was
not
making
not for any level of min-maxing, because this is absolutely a rogue race. This is the but I'm gonna go with the imp, just because I want to, and that's the only reason. There's nothing that I understand on this sheet, so I'm just basing stuff on what I want to do. So I'm going imp. What do you want me to do?
Do you want to just read the little blurb that I put there?
Yeah, there's one for Demon King and one for Imp, but you kind of just did the Demon King.
I guess so the Demonkin are the byproduct of the humanoid races in unholy union with a demon. They come in all shapes and sizes based on their demonic ancestry, not naturally occurring in Orgeris and being born of an illegal bonding. They are often hated by other humanoid races and rarely live older than childhood. The demonkin that do survive past that age are usually willful and are not liked by most of the people they meet.
And I'm going with Imp, which says uncommon against demonkin. Imps rarely make it past childhood, as their size and desire to cause mischief leads most full-blooded demons to kill them outright and distracted elf at the smallest slight. I'm just going to be annoying. The Imp Demonkin that survive are very crafty and remain small even as they age. They have strong cherub-like features, small cranial horns, small wings, and 3-fingered hands, and hooves for feet with a tail. So that's why I chose it.
Yeah. So it's a little complicated for the attributes. That's why I made that table at the top, just to kind of speed things along.
All right.
So you're going to be categorized as a small class. You're going to get a +1 to agility, +1 to int, +1 to logic, and a +2 to will, as well as a +1 to magic.
+1 to magic. Okay, where do I put the size? Small. Anywhere.
So you can just make a minor note at the top right now where it says bounty hunter, mechanic, politician, whatever.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
I'll just say a small demonkin imp.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I remember now. It's all coming back to me. Cool. Yeah. Small. I already know I'm called Crackule. If you want spelling for that, there it is in the chat. It's important. It's the only thing I understand. Okay, so then I picked 3 skill choices.
So okay,
So
it's your attributes are done. Yes, it's going to be 3 skill choices.
Okay. I'm sorry. I've used all of my screens are being used by OBS, so I'm having to like jump between the things. Subterfuge. So that's in like a little bracket.
It's in brackets. Yep.
Does that mean I have to have it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just that one's a really good one because it covers the whole category. So you can choose anything from the subterfuge skills on the skills list, or you can make one up that sounds appropriate for subterfuge.
Yeah, the brackets just tell you rather than a single skill, it's
like a whole thing.
the whole section. Yeah.
Okay, so I
Sections.
mean, I definitely want subterfuge, so I take that, or I'm supposed to take one from subterfuge somewhere else.
So any of the skills that are listed under subterfuge, you can use any of those as that thing. That's why it's in brackets.
Use the skill list handout and scroll down to the subterfuge.
Oh, am I just missing some other bullshit here? Skill list.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Subterfuge is a set of skills.
I can take 3 from this,
Correct.
as well as the options.
Well, this is
for-
directly from the book. I just made this so it's easier for you guys in terms of jumping between pages.
Also, I know this isn't on stream, but I don't think I can capture this many things. What is reactions? Is that just I have natural, like I can add that to an agility roll kind of thing? If it's a
It's a
reaction?
skill. It's going to help certain like different statistics that you get. It's called derived statistics. You're going to have certain things. Once we finish up with your sheet, it's going to change certain scores. So reactions, I want to say, helps your initiative score in the beginning.
Yep.
If I remember right.
Okay. What is cryptology? That's my last question, and then I'm going to pick the things.
What was the stupid movie with Tom Hanks?
Oh, yeah, the book.
Da Vinci Code.
Codes.
You know, when they're trying to fucking crack
Castaway?
codes and shit.
All right, so I'm an enigma machine. Okay, so subterfuge is appraisal, bribery, cryptology, disguise, escape artist, forgery, interrogation, stealth, and thievery. Well, 100% I'm taking interrogation.
Okay.
Because I'm reading a book with an interrogator in it, and I love him
Sweet.
as a
So that can
character.
be your subterfuge skill that
That's
you
the
get.
subterfuge one, yep.
Yep.
And then the other 2, I'm going to take reactions and bluffing.
Okay.
No, actually, no, I think I'll take perception and bluffing.
Perception's really good in this game.
Yeah, I think I'd rather be a little bit... You said that, like, everyone wants to kill me, so I think I'd rather take perception. Maybe not be as agile, because I still want to kind of go magic. So maybe I'm not as agile. So I'll take perception and bluffing. I just want to be a good liar. Good liar and... Yeah. Good with words, good with magic. My brain can't help but base stuff on physical things when I'm creating characters, which is like... I want to make sure I'm fast because I don't know who I am yet, but I think I'm gonna.
I think that's a great way to do it.
I don't want to be fast, or at least I don't want. I mean, I'm gonna be naturally because I got the boost to agility, but I think instead of focusing on that, I'm gonna focus on some other things. So I'm gonna take those 2, perception, so I can see good, guys. I've got good eyes.
Yeah.
And bluffing, so I'm good at lying.
Yeah.
Interrogation, perception, bluffing. Okay, those are my 3. What do I do next?
All right. So for interrogation, I think that's going to probably be charisma based or reputation based. Perception is intuition based. Bluffing either going to be charisma or reputation. You might make an argument for magic. It's going to be depend on how you try to interrogate somebody. But those are probably the default ones.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Then you get all of the exploits. So you're going to get the ones at the top there for the demonkin, the shared exploits. You're going to get all those. So despised by demons, dark sight, kin to demons, as well as the imp ones. So you get 6 exploits.
Okay.
6 exploits right away.
All right. So despised by demons is that
All
checks
rep or
against-
charisma-based checks against other demons does not include demonkin. Takes a minus 1d6 penalty.
Okay. Dark sight.
Dark sight. Your classification, you are considered both demon and humanoid.
Okay. I'm sure that'll play into part somewhere.
And then mischievous nature, because of their inherent sneaky nature, imp demon can gain 1 skill level in stealth and sleight of hand. So you can
Okay.
add 2 more skills, stealth and sleight of hand.
I've made a nasty little bastard just by purely being born.
Just like real life.
It's me. It's me, guys. Except you can see. It's me, but I can see. Sleight of hand. Oh no, I didn't do it. Hang on. Sleight of hand, skill. Okay, so they're probably agility based, yeah. Yeah.
Most likely, yes.
And then there is limited flight. Imps can fly with some difficulty. They can only do so for a short periods of time. 1 round of combat before they must land. All right.
Yep. Or look at the general rule of thumb. I think that also applies in this system as well as D&D is like a round of combat for you is about 6 seconds.
I definitely want to be really small so that I can annoy the other player characters by like jumping on them, but like doing that
You
thing
can
like
fly about as much as a chicken can.
like a bat, like just does that like jumpy fly thing where it's just a chaotic mess upwards until it's in your face and you're freaking out. So yeah, limited flight, and then voice mimicry. I can copy most voices they can hear once or twice. Hey, it is me, everybody. That's my impression of Wax Steven. Hi guys, it's Wax Steven here, doing some ASMR.
Perfect.
All right, I'll steadily add these. Where do I add them? Or are these are skills? No.
There's an exploits tab.
Exploits.
Yeah.
All right, I'll steadily add these. And then what was the next thing you want? What's like everyone looking at?
So yeah, the next step basically, and again, you can find this on page 15 of the
Origin.
PDF.
Oh,
is a straight up walkthrough of character creation. You're
Okay.
choosing an origin career and then 4 other careers, and then for each one, and I definitely go in order. Don't skip because you'll get your numbers fucked up, and that will be bad.
All right.
You add all the attributes that it's got listed for the career, and then 2 of the listed skills get advanced by 1 skill point. And at any point in your process, guys, you can choose a defensive skill instead of a listed skill. So if you want to do that, you can.
Yeah, I'm already confused. I feel like also, guys, at this point, we have the Zoom group chat, and if you're really confused but don't want to interrupt what's happening, you can probably just message Scoticus.
So far, just so far, I'm Wizard's Apprentice Ranger Pirate. So
Very nice, very nice.
we're working on a nice little curve here.
The classic, basically. The classic archetype from every show.
The old Winston Hook. Yeah.
All right, I'll do that. I'll add my bits, then you can move on. Whack.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
You got to understand something, okay? We need to take a second to appreciate. It takes everything that Zagoticus has not to jump in immediately after I say, who wants to go first for characters?
He needs to go last because the rest of us need the extra time while people are making characters to go, I don't understand anything of what I'm looking at. So,
Right.
yeah.
I don't want him to be like, make me look bad, but just be like, I need this, 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 and this. And yeah.
When Bobby made his class for my other show, in the futuristic version of this game, he made it in like 5 minutes. Like it was boop, and I was like, "You're really done?" Yeah, I'm done. Okay, whatever. Everybody else took an hour, but that's fine. Just fuck up my schedule.
I think I got what you were saying, so maybe that's a good thing.
Cool.
But yeah, if you don't mind, to be honest, if you want me to
Go for it.
All right. So I'm gonna pick Demonkin as well. Because me and Brad have a pact. We're going down together, I guess.
We are cursed by the
Mhm,
demon's
we're
blood.
cursed. I picked Cambion. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay, Cambion. A Cambion are often the least trusted of the Demonkin, and they tend to be silver-tongued and quick to manipulation. Born of a succubus or incubus, they are often highly flirtatious and sometimes lose themselves to their wanton desires. They are extremely attractive and exhibit very common demon features with horns, barbed tails, and the older Cambion growing wings. Cambions reach adulthood quickly, sometimes as early as 13, and they can live very long lives, reaching the old age of 200 years or more. By the way, because someone said in chat, like, where's the sex demon? Hey. Hey.
Accurate.
There you go. Awesome. So as a Cambion, I see you've already done your attributes.
Is that I did that right?
Yep.
Okay.
It looks correct. Charisma. Yep. So yeah, as a Cambion, you get a -1 strength, +3 to charisma, +2 to willpower, luck +1, and magic +1. Your skill choices, you get 3 skill choices.
I went with from the list available. I went with knives, survival, and bluffing.
Knives, survival, and bluffing. Okay, didn't do either of the social or artistic skills. Interesting. Okay.
Well, bluffing is kind of social. So
More subterfuge, but sure.
yeah. Let me put that
Actually,
in.
no.
this.
Bluffing is considered a social skill. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna just add these in here. That's just the add button there.
Okay.
Oops.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm doing it.
No,
really
go
quick.
for it. Go for it.
And bluffing. Okay. That didn't save.
Gotta hit enter afterwards.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. So knives probably gonna be agility based. Survival is I'm gonna say that's probably intuition based. Bluffing probably charisma.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're going to get all of the exploits. So the ones that are listed at the top first, those shared exploits. You get all
Where?
3 of those. It's at the top of the Demonkin page.
Okay. That is
Despised by demons, dark sight, and kin to demons. You get all those.
and I
there's
just added on the exploits tab, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we get dark sight and all that cool stuff.
Yep. And then under Cambion specifically, you get charming to the last. Once per day, a Cambion demonkin can charm a non-demonkin humanoid into becoming their friend or lover. If they lay with the person, 1d6 of their injuries and all their status effects are transferred to that person.
Oh, that makes me laugh.
What?
You give them an STD, basically.
What? Listen, I've been beat to shit. Can I just shove it off onto you?
What's gonna happen?
Limited flight. Cambions can fly with some difficulty. They can only do so for short periods of time, 1 round of combat before they must land. So they also get that limited flight.
We can fly. I'm very excited.
About 6 seconds. It's the kind of thing like if there's a small cliff or something and you wanted to like get on top of the cliff, you wouldn't have to climb. You could just fly up, or down or whatever. Or if you're in free fall for some reason.
Oh God. Next part is what, career or life path?
Yeah, that's the life path. That's the careers, and you choose your origin career, and then the 4 other careers.
Let me know if like I did this part wrong. I picked Wizard's Apprentice.
Okay. So then you take whatever attributes that you've got for Wizard Apprentice in the book.
We are making the same character here, by the way. Demonkin sister.
We're bros.
There's 3 people that so far
How
that have
many
chosen
people have
Wizard's
started
Apprentice.
with Wizard's Apprentice? Jeez.
Because I want that magic, boo. Like, I'm sorry.
I know.
I want it.
It's the only way. We all come from the same school. It's known as Hogwarts, spelled with a Z on the end for copyright reasons.
So +1 intuition, right? So I just go back to the basic form and just add that on there, right?
Correct. So the only difference is the skill choices. You're taking 2, and you get 1 exploit that's listed under the career.
Do these only go up to a max, did you say? The main statistics, like int and all that?
There is no cap.
No? Okay. Sorry, I thought they went to 5 for some reason. Or is that the amount of dice you can
Cap
roll?
is on the rolling.
Okay.
So you can get. There are ways that you can beat that 5, or you would have the capability of rolling 6, but you're limited by the dice pool. So let's say you get 1 statistic up to, or 1 attribute up to a 10, and you have a skill that gives you 2 dice. I think it should be possible. So that would be 6, right? Because you get 4 dice pool from the 10 attribute, and then you get 2 from the skill. So that's 6 normally, but you wouldn't be able to roll that because you're capped at 5.
Okay.
The way that I like to try to recommend people start with their characters at grade 5 is that you diversify a little bit. If you go hyper specialized, you're not really going to get that payoff early on. If you're into like the if you're all about the min max.
Oh wait, hang on. I probably don't need to ask this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway because I'm lazy.
Sure.
How many skill choices from the careers do we take? 1.
3.
No.
Oh.
That's 3 from the racial. That's 3 in the beginning. The careers are going to give you 2. You get to choose
2 from each career, and then the thing underneath, in this case, prestidigitation,
exploit is 1.
Exploit. Okay.
You can also, for any exploit at any time, exchange 1 from the list of universal exploits. There's a section in the book that has exploits in it. What page is it on?
I'm going to put my character on the screen, people of the world.
48 universal exploits.
So you guys can just watch what I'm doing. Because this bit's a bit weird, people watching. I understand that it's just us saying a load of random shit and we're like referencing things that are off screen and stuff, and it's a bit weird to follow. I'm sure you can follow it, but
shut up and PogChamp.
You can slowly watch me stumble through making this character on this screen instead of me doing it on just my own little screen. And also put PogChamps in the chat for Nameless.
So yeah. There's a list of universal exploits, and some of them are really good. I highly recommend you guys look at those. I think a lot of them are combat based for the most part, but there are some that aren't. There's some that help you dodge things and other things. In this system, there is no attack of opportunity during combat, so that's something to think about. There's certain abilities that give you variations on it. Something to consider.
All right, so I could pick Wizard's Apprentice, and then I could pick Alchemist, Fire Mage, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
As long as you
And you-
prerequisites.
You can exactly just read whatever the prerequisites are.
Secrets of Fire, which I'm assuming would be with the Wizard's Apprentice, like.
Hold on.
Yeah, you don't
It's
get a secret from Wizard's Apprentice, I don't think.
Correct. You do not gain a secret from Wizard's Apprentice.
Okay. Okay.
You get a method by which to deliver magic spell though. If you take a magic ability, the different kinds of magic abilities, like the abjuration, compulsion, creation, displacement, divination, all that.
Correct.
Stuff, is like the method by which you deliver whatever secret you might know. So
what I'll do.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. No, you finish your thought. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, if you have evocation as your like magical skill and fire, then you can throw fire, because evocation is like the throwing of a thing or the conjuring of a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you have transformation in fire, you could turn stuff into fire, like that kind of thing.
You could do really crazy shit with the magic.
Or if you have divination in fire, you could see through any nearby fire, stuff like that.
I'll give you an example from the book. So this is a general gameplay example. You come to the end of a passageway with the goblins in hot pursuit. There are a couple of rounds behind you, but they'll be upon you soon. Yikes, is the door locked? Yes, it's a big solid wooden door with a metal lock. I use transform metal to unlock the door. I'm adjacent to it, so I touch the lock with my staff. Okay, you have the skill transform, and you know the secret of metal. It's a minor 1 magic point spell. You could do it from 10 feet away if you wanted. The lock is well made, and it's a difficulty 16 check to unlock it. 3d6 from Mage plus 1d6 from Transform, and your staff adds a 1d6, so that's 5d6. I roll 19. The lock snaps open, and you hurriedly usher your companions through the door.
Right.
Well, if you're looking to pick up a secret before you go to Alchemist or Fire Mage, you can pick up in Mage. You can pick up an Elemental secret, or Lore Master. There's an exploit you can take to get you 4 secrets. So those are pretty nice.
What would
Well,
be?
at least I have a basis right now, and maybe we can just I'm gonna look through these again to
Yeah.
alter a little bit, but I at least know what I got and what I,
We could
work
adjust stuff before next week, right? Whack in minor
Right.
ways.
if that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we can
Um,
go over stuff.
Curiosity. What would be the difference between like hexes and infliction? Is infliction like supposed to be nasty?
So where are you seeing infliction?
Under the skills list, magical skills,
Mm-hmm.
there's like abjuration, compulsion, creation,
That might be
displacement.
that might be a typo. It might be infusion. Is
No,
there an
there's
on there?
infusion and then infliction, and I wondered because I'm thinking of like because I'm just kind of thinking like you would inflict a hex, but you would also just inflict pain.
Ah, okay. So infliction spells are the reverse of infuse spells.
Oh.
An infliction spell saps a creature, reducing its attributes or other aspects or causing disease. Inflict spells can also increase or decrease a target's position on a status track. Each round, creatures affected by condition shake it off as normal for a condition. Inflict spells can affect the following status tracks: hearing, mobility, sight, nausea, tiredness. If you hex something, a hex or curse is the opposite of an abjuration. Instead of providing defense, it instead weakens a target's defenses. A hex is essentially a curse.
Status track being like how many rounds until blindness wears off. Is that what it is?
So there's actually a section in the book for status, basically status like afflictions that you've got going on. They're like bad things that are happening to you every round.
Because I kind of like the idea of something like that, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, I was just wondering if there was something specific around infliction. I wanted to take it. I wanted it to be like a nasty attack. I think that's what I wanted it to be. Just a horrible little shitlord attack. But I think potentially it's more likely to be a hex. I'm kind of liking the idea of maybe being a bit more of a hex boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
And the crazy the thing with this system too is you guys can juice up your spells. If you've played a sorcerer in 5e, you can just naturally do a lot of the stuff that the sorcerer can. Like you can push more magic points into a spell and juice it up. Like you can make it a really nasty one, and spend all your magic. You know what I mean? Like you could blow your wad on the magic if you want. And then if it doesn't work, then you're screwed. But I mean, you can make some really nasty stuff with this.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna find out. I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like now I'm scared of choosing this stuff because it sounds too advanced for me. But like in like 6 episodes, I'm gonna be like, hell yeah, motherfucker, you about to get inflicted.
So right now, let's just do kind of a recap before Zygoticus does his stuff. Right now,
he's already done it. He's made all of our characters for us.
Right now, Brad is kind of looking like a sort of a hex kind of
Crowd control AD buffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elf is kind of looking like a.
So my
a
life path,
rogue-
I think I finished my life path selection. And
Cool.
it's gonna be Wizard's Apprentice, Ranger, Pirate, Burglar, Assassin.
Right, so DPS.
Yeah.
Sneaky
I'm gonna-
DPS.
I'm gonna stab stuff, basically, or
And
shoot.
sometimes shoot it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Your
like to have your
volume is
options
a
of...
little low, Zygoticus. You could go up just a little bit, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my plan. I also have one magical secret because I'm a grand elf, and an animal companion because I'm a ranger and I took animal companion. So there's that. I'm just trying to decide what that is going to be.
Cool.
Think
Awesome.
I figured mine out.
Yeah, if you guys are curious, Morris1 in chat there is actually the the creator of the system. So if you want to spam him with questions, just do that. Just overwhelm him with questions.
Morris, what does inflection mean? I'm kidding. Infliction. I changed it to hexes. I don't need to know anymore.
Okay. So, and I guess what I'm getting from Vanalis, you're thinking sort of a tanky kind of character?
So I'm going, I'm starting not Wizard's Apprentice, I'm starting Acolyte. And I'm going to go Acolyte into Cleric, into Mage, into Inquisitor, into Knight Errant.
Excellent. Okay. Good stuff.
The Night Dwarf, which also sounds good with the K or the N, depending on which way you approach the Night Dwarf. He was the Night Dwarf, like Batman.
Okay.
For each of these, I now have to choose 2 skills and 1 exploit, right? For each one?
Yeah, so it's 2 skills, 1 exploit for each one, and you add all of the attributes.
Okay, cool.
So Wish, where are you kind of thinking your head is at in terms of like a role here?
Oh, okay. So I like looking at prerequisites and whatnot. So Wizard's Apprentice, then moving to Herbalist, and then like I'm still building the rest, but like trying to pick up skill choices so I can move to the next step
Do
is
you have like a goal? Like where are you in your head?
magic, like mage.
Lots of sex magic.
Sex magic, yeah. So
Okay. Zygoticus, do you want to go now?
Sure. So
Tough. Let's do it after the break. All right.
Fucker.
We'll see you in a few minutes, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. And after the break, maybe Zygoticus will get to go. Maybe he won't. We'll
Only
find out.
maybe. Though, yeah.
Welcome, 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 everybody, back to the show.
You didn't draw the W again.
Hang on, I'm gonna go to the Be Right Back screen. Ooh. I muted myself. I ruined it. Never mind. It's too
Way
late,
to go.
guys. It's too late, guys. It's too late in the evening for this. There's been too many numbers, too many things. You should see my screens right now. It's terrifying. Okay, I can't do it. We're done. The bot tried to kill Morris in the chat. It's just been one of those days. Whack, you're in charge from now, like forever, including all my normal streams.
Good. I'm glad about
Just
that.
let me pick my shit, okay? What is staves? What does that mean? Does that mean I'm like Vivi? I get a stave. I get to wield
Yeah,
that
a
thing.
staff. You can
Quarterstaff.
yeah, quarterstaff.
Or you could say a walking stick.
You could say.
Since me and
Yeah,
Elf have worked out. The secret of Crackule, my character, is that he's an imp Sandan Glockter from the first Law trilogy. That's the secret
If you want to call that a secret rather than just a thing you're doing.
it's
sure.
a secret. Don't fucking tell. Anyway, all right, okay.
So, Zagonicus.
Hi, hello. I'm Sgaricus. I'm ready.
He's finally
So
made
it
it.
seems that we may be in need of a dedicated healer. So I think I'm going to go down that path.
I kind of knew that was going to happen too, because that's what always happens. Whoever goes last is the
I had a
healer.
feeling. I didn't mind though, because I haven't played a healer in a while.
Yep.
And the last one I played died fairly quickly, so
I forgot
Let's have a
healers
go.
even existed for some reason. I think just because it's not really obvious the classes, so my brain didn't even think about like a squad. But
it's fine, Brad.
Whack
You
was
don't really
sitting
need
there
to think.
rubbing his hands for a while, like ha ha ha! They've not made a healer.
So I think race-wise for my healer here, I'm going to be a little healer. I'm going to be small folk.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be
Small folk.
small folk.
Wanna
Yeah.
Go ahead and read that.
Yeah, small folk are welcome in most places. But not in this world, like normally, before everything got fucked up. Standing about 3 feet in height with ruddy cheeks and simple clothing, they have a reputation for good cheer and friendliness. Homebodies, small folk are agile and resilient and are good with their hands. They make excellent farmers and shopkeepers. Small folk favor simple clothes and bright colors. They tend towards the stout, though not nearly as much as dwarves, and live to over 100 years of age. They boast pointed ears, although not as pronounced as those of the elves, and frequently hidden by their curly hair. Jovial in nature, it can be hard to make a small folk take offense. Small folk will put a positive spin on almost anything, a trait which endears them to many. They are as generous as they are jovial, and always happy to welcome others to their homes. Indeed, entertaining others is a prime instinct for the small folk. Many view the small folk as weak, sometimes even cowardly. While it is true that the race does not tend towards violence, a cornered small folk will defend his or her friend to the death. In truth, small folk are the most courageous of all races.
Nice.
I thought that quite fitting for this setting.
Gonna need some courage.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, you're small. Agility +2, charisma +2, luck +2, magic +1. Got your skill choices of crafting, appraisal, bluffing, brewing, cooking, diplomacy, farming, fishing, slings, stealth, and thievery. Your exploits are evasion. Small folk are nimble and adept at dodging. They gain a +2 bonus to either their melee defense or their ranged defense. This bonus does not stack with other exploits, which increase your defense scores. Stubborn. Small folk are difficult to enchant. They gain a +4 to their mental defense. This bonus does not stack with other exploits, which increase your defense scores. Alrighty. So we're thinking healer.
Thinking healer, yeah. So I need to get all my skill choices done. I think
What's your origin career?
for my origin career, I'm most likely going to go acolyte.
Okay.
Naturally. it's got nice stats for it, but it also gives me a chance to get religion and stuff that I need to get into cleric right away.
And I think that the thing with religion in this world is it's very interesting. It's there's religions devoted to the nameless ones, right? Like they are seen as godlike creatures. It's a visual thing. They can see their god, right? Like they can see. They're almost like god emperors, and they actually have a representation of their god. Incredibly powerful beings that they can see. So a lot of people that's just their way of life. Like these are the gods. They're horrible, but they're the gods. And then there's also the sort of the hidden gods, which I've got a handout for there on Roll20 that sort of gods that existed before the demons took over, and those are sort of passed around in secret. There's very much a controlled indoctrination for the people that exist in this world. So thinking about religion is a really interesting thing because it's very much a secret thing. It's very much you can't really show it off.
Yeah, that's the idea that I had when I was really thinking about this. Is actually the character I kind of wanted to play from the very beginning, so it kind of turned out okay. The kind of idea for the character is that religion amongst the humanoids is kind of secret and stuff, and it's kind of almost an act of defiance and kind of keeping it alive, and since it's good stuff and it's all about love and happiness and sharing, it's kind of entire opposite of the demons. So it's kind of functioning almost like when the Polish, when they were occupied by the Nazis, they'd have underground theaters and poetry readings and stuff like that. It's kind of trying to keep, it's a way of fighting back that isn't fighting back with violence. So that's the kind of way I was thinking about it. So I'm kind of going forward with that in mind.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Acolyte, and then I'm just going deep in Cleric for this one. So yeah, I'll be getting lots of nice Cleric stuff.
Cool beans.
Good.
So basically the cleric of the group. So we've got a sort of debuffer. We've got a sort of magey kind of person, seductress. We've got a sort of ranged DPS kind of person. From what I'm seeing, it looks like we had a change.
I don't know how ranged they're gonna be because I don't actually have a musket, but I've got a pistol. I've got a pistol and a swords, theoretically. So
okay, sure. Totally won't be hard to get one of those. And we've got a sort of tank. So we've got kind of the general idea for classes. I think maybe before we get too deep into building your characters, do we want to do the sacrifices now?
Sure.
Sure. We're
That'll be
stat wise we're in, gear wise we can do after the sacrifices.
Yeah.
Could all just lose like a pinky. Let's see.
I mean,
All right. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to see who wants to go first with their sacrifices. You choose 1 to 3. You have to do a minimum of 1 sacrifice, and you get an extra secret for each sacrifice that you make. Some of them are very bad. I have a weighted table that is built in Roll20. So certain things have higher chances of happening. The not horrible ones have a higher chance of happening, and the really bad ones have a smaller chance of happening. But you might just get 3 really fucking horrible ones. That could happen.
I'll go. Let's do it.
All right. How many
Let's do
sacrifices?
1, dude. I'm timid. Let's go.
You're doing 1. All right.
Roll
Let's see what you got. I'm going to roll this for you. You are missing part of your soul.
What?
So, mechanically.
What?
Yeah, you're missing part of your soul.
Can you get it back?
I'm leaving a lot of this stuff vague, both for story and for your personal interpretation of how you want to handle that. I don't know how that's going to affect you. I want to leave that up to you.
Give it back. What the fuck?
But you are missing part of your soul. So work that into your part of your
I
story.
went into cleric and I'm missing part of my soul. This is messed up.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you went into cleric. You got to redeem the like leftover soul that you have.
So you gain an extra secret. I don't think there's a direct place for you to put your secrets down. I think I made them when I was building the test characters. I just put one under exploit because that was just the easy place to put it. I just wrote like secret dash of fire or whatever. So yeah, you get a secret from that. If you didn't have one before, you have one now.
So do I know what the secret is, or is I just put it as secret?
You can choose. You choose the secret.
Oh.
This is the sacrifice that you had to make. This was a personal sacrifice, something that you did to gain power in your past. Okay, you did something that sacrificed part of your soul to gain a power, a secret, to know the true name of something.
Yeah, if you go to page 160, it has a bunch of secret
I'd
examples.
I'd like the secret of the eternal one, please.
So yeah, you're gonna have the capability to get that, and I think as a dwarf, you know the secret of Earth as well. But okay, who's next?
Hit me up.
How many?
You know what? Let's go with 2.
2. All right. Sacrifice an arm.
Oh, great. How did I know that was going to happen?
Oh my god, that is so bad for you, isn't it?
It's horrible.
That's like the worst.
I want to be a rogue to stab thing with daggers. Correction, dagger.
One dagger.
Fortunately,
It's
you were
fine,
born with 3.
Look, you know how much more of a badass I'm going to be when I beat up people with one arm sword fighting? It's going to be great. I have a cloak to protect me. It's fine.
So if you get a double of the same sacrifice, it's just worse. I'm gonna let you guys interpret that how you want.
It's just worse.
It's just worse. It's take whatever thing happens and just make it worse.
Man, I just became way more grizzled than I was planning. All right, cool.
Next. Arm.
Are you armless?
I quit.
And we have our first reroll of the campaign.
How the fuck did you manage that shit?
Oh god. So there's
So that can't be how it plays out. Like,
I think in this case, I will probably allow a reroll.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea of how unlikely that is to happen.
But if it happens again, it's permanent.
Arm, exactly. Arm has a weight of 1. Okay. There's 22 things on this list. Some of them have 2 weight and some of them have 3. So that's basically 2 more names in the hat for a weight 2 and 3 names in the hat for 3. So that's very, very unlikely what just happened.
Yeah.
I have to figure out the odds, but very, very low.
I can grow you a new arm with my potions.
Here's the thing to think about. Did you replace them? There's
but,
things.
like-
I'm going to leave this up to you. I will allow a reroll in this
No,
case.
give me another one. I'm okay with being one armed, but both arms, no.
Okay.
No good. No good.
You are mad as a hatter.
Oh, perfect.
This is awesome. You're just a crazy pirate with one arm. You just look the
Mm-hmm.
part.
What do you mean 1 arm?
All right. I can do that.
I got 2, and you just keep turning around.
It's fine.
Okay. Who's next? Is everyone terrified now?
Yeah. I'll go. I'm taking 0, kidding 3.
3 secrets. Brad's going deep.
Hell yeah. Oh,
Former
my
slave with brand on your forehead.
God. Man. Well, that ruins my... Maybe I had noble lineage. idea.
Well, maybe you did and you were made a slave.
I wanted to be a full-on like bastard, you know, like maybe my human side is like human noble, like you said, like they're still quite low down. But then I was an imp bastard and sent into slavery. All right, well, where do I add this? Is there somewhere to put this stuff? That I can
Make a
just
note
jot
wherever
it down?
you got notes. I don't know. Wherever you want to do it. I don't care.
Is there a good place for notes? I don't know.
So you remember each one of these you guys get a secret for. Okay. So I put the secrets in exploits when I was doing test characters. All right, next one. Here we go.
All right. What the hell does that mean?
Friend sacrificed. You sacrificed a friend to gain power.
Fuck yeah, I did.
It's like real life.
Just
All
like
right.
real life.
Was it my arm?
Yes.
Jerk.
Rui, Ed, and Al.
Family member you cared for was sacrificed.
Dude, you just made me into the most tragic backstory character ever. This is beautiful. I'm gonna be
You're
such an
welcome.
asshole, but I'm gonna have this really tragic backstory, and everyone's gonna be like, they're gonna like hate me for a few episodes, and then I'm gonna be like, but you don't understand. My mother was sacrificed. I sound like Tommy Wiseau. Hey, this is great. I got all my arms and legs. I literally, when I said 3, I was like, I'm gonna have no arms, no legs, probably no face or something. This is, yeah. Thank you for my.
Sounds like a relationship with Rudy Pie.
Yeah, this is. You've made me. Tragic backstory, boy. Yeah, I'm down. This is fine.
All right. Next.
I'll go. Whatever.
It has to be
Alright,
you.
how
This
many?
contest
Still
always
building.
goes last.
2.
2. Okay.
Where do I? Oh, you got it.
No sense of smell.
Okay. That's. Oh God, the next one's gonna be bad then.
That was one of the best ones that you could have gotten.
Oh God.
Oh my god, sorry, I just accidentally misclicked. Just to freak you out.
You're fired. Sickly.
Or
Okay.
the STDs.
Your health
that-
is
That's cool.
perpetually sickly.
That's gonna be.
Oh,
That's gonna work with what I got.
You're gonna be
actually.
like that woman from Moulin Rouge that always needs the arsenic. You know?
And like I'm a herbalist, you know, fucking like I'll be just down in drinks all the time, trying to.
Okay, so you get 2 extra secrets. Zygoticus.
Okay, so I'm thinking. I have to go for 3
Excellent.
because the way my character is, they'll sacrifice anything they can to help other people. So let me do it.
Mentor sacrificed.
That's
Ooh.
rough. I need to break that down somewhere. Where'd my pen go?
Yeah, I'm just making a note
I
thing
love how
now.
you just check
Search your beard.
He puts
Yeah.
his pens in his beard.
I do that all the time. Again.
All right, that's number 1. Number
Mm-hmm.
2. Memory.
Ooh.
Didn't you already have a character like this once? Your old man had a dodgy memory?
Yes.
What was his name?
Yeah, but it doesn't say he has a dodge memory. Maybe I have like a traumatic memory that keeps coming back and fucking with me at particular times.
Again, I left some of these very vague for you guys to interpret. Okay.
I'll work on making that awesome. And obviously, a bad thing for me, but an awesome bad thing.
Former slave with a brand on the forehead.
Yo, what's our
Okay.
brand? What's our brand?
I've actually been sketching random brands and
Just
So if
just
you
a
guys
Nike
zoom in
symbol.
on the map, if you guys zoom in on the map, you'll notice that the wax seals for the different dominions
Mm.
have little brands on them.
Wait, it's Wishes is the one that messes with memory and dreams and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
So which one was that? Because I'll take that brand then, because that makes sense since I have a memory thing as well.
Basto.
Bastias.
Bastias.
So I have the brand of that lady.
I gotta take the brand of my own nameless one. Gotta represent, you know.
Yeah. So I've got the brand of.
Is that the brand of the town or the brand of the Nameless one?
I've got the brand
There-
of the
that's-
Dreamwalker.
That's their dominion, right? That's their area that they control. So it represents the Nameless one as well.
So it's both. Like it's both like the banner, sigil, and thingy. Okay.
Right. So I have the slave brand of the Dreamwalker.
I have the brand of the Endarkened one, which is basically
Cool.
like being bitten by my own dog.
That's nice. I'll work with that for sure. Oh yes,
And
I'm
Zagatos,
happy with those. Yeah.
Can you send me when you get a chance your the Nameless one stuff that you did?
Sure.
I don't know if you've got that in digital
I-
form or if you just
no,
wrote it
no.
down. But when you get a chance.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Yeah. So, shall we do a recap on people's careers and stuff?
Yeah, all
Are
right.
you guys done, or do you need more time, or?
I'm getting there. Just give me a
Yeah, I'm
I
getting
think I'm just kind of like making sure I didn't miss anything. I'm like triple checking everything. So
Yeah.
so this life path, oh yeah, what's the life path tab for? That's what our careers were.
Yes, that's where your careers are. Yes.
Okay.
Once you guys are done with your careers, you can roll the dice to see how long you spend in each one.
Hang on. So we gained 2 arcane secrets. 3. I gained 3 arcane secrets for the sacrifices.
Correct.
That brings me up to a total of 5.
Nice.
Decent, man. That gives you lots of flexibility.
That was my plan. I feel like I've sacrificed a lot of shit.
Your plan wasn't to nosedive directly into getting wrecked. Just not at all. Definitely.
Well, I've still got 2. This is just from. I've got mage. What is it? Adept or whatever. The wizard's thingy.
Wizard's
Origin.
Apprentice.
Wizard's Apprentice, Origin, and then I took 2 mage things, and now I'm gonna do Inquisitor and attempt to, like Zacatecus was banging on about. He's like, you must take a defensive thing. I'm hoping there's something. So I'm straight up just taking arcane secrets all over the place, basically. I'm gonna work those out later on.
Just a thing that I want to kind of address in the chat. It's confusing. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
not going to say that's not. It's definitely very confusing. But once you've done it, that's it. Then you've got it. It's like as soon as these guys finish all this stuff, when they get experience, and when they get like new careers, it's going to be really easy for them. You do it once and then you get it. It's very intuitive after that.
Also, this is going to be a lot different when we play the actual game. There's 0 RP. We're not doing anything other than like the pure core, like numbers and stats and all that stuff that will obviously play a part. But, you know, once the episode 1 begins, it's going to be my character attacking Finalizing constantly. Just like a giant bat. You think you're the Batman? I'm an actual bat.
Okay. So, if you guys want to start rolling for your years, for your different careers, this is going to determine how old you are. Also, if you want to be an older character, you can do that. You can just add some years to your life. You can't minus them, but you can add them if you want to be older. Like Morris said, it's simpler than it sounds. The first time you do it, I think it does take like a very long time, and I guess that's true with D&D too. Like if you're doing a D&D character for the first time, it does take some time. But it's a very different system than I think a lot of us are used to in terms of making characters. A lot of us come from D&D. Bless you, by the way. It's completely different than that. It's very much you build your backstory to create who you are as a person now.
Okay, so I'm taking 3 defensives.
Nice.
And a defensive is considered acrobatics, bravery, concentration. That's what those are.
So defensive skills. Let's see.
Because that's not in that list of shenanigans.
Yeah, there's acrobatics, bravery, concentration, conviction, discipline. This is on page 28 of the PDF.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I want to make sure I was looking at the right thing.
The reason that they're called defensive skills is once we're all done with the careers and everything, we're gonna sort of calculate some other statistics for your character. Those will directly affect numbers when we're all done. So they're gonna help you with defense.
Right. I'm gonna really annoy you and ask you exactly what defense is again.
What defense is?
It like
you mean
for
directly in
example,
combat?
So if I were to take, can I take
yeah.
multiple like into dodging just to add on to like to a question of his?
Yeah, you can take multiple levels of a skill. Absolutely.
if
Not in the same career though. It has to be different careers unless it specifically says it in the career.
Gotcha.
Let's imagine we're looking at Inquisitor and hoping to get something defensive out of it. What would one do, just hypothetically speaking? It's Coccus.
So you can substitute one of the skills that you picked for Inquisitor for a defensive skill.
Oh, I see. All right, I know what's up now. I remember. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So it's on page 28. So if you want to look at some of the things that might be, I mean, like what pops into my head for something that might be a defensive skill for an Inquisitor, psychology, religion, rulership.
What's the skill? Where's the skill list? The like random ones, the global ones, whatever they are.
Are you talking about the exploit? Oh, I have a handout on Roll20. Is that what you're talking about?
There's a bunch of like, where's the list that you're talking about, basically, where I can take psychology
okay.
from?
I'll tell you what. Here, I'll make this easier for you. I'm gonna add that into the skills list that I have. We'll do that.
So I have a question for you, just so I know how to build the character. I have the ability right now to take 3 dodgings from 3 separate classes because I'm taking 1 defensive from 3 different careers. So does that mean, how does dodging actually come into play? So if somebody's coming to swing at me, is that like an every time I can attempt to dodge? Is that how does that come into play?
So, okay, give me 1 sec. It's part of the derived statistics.
Yeah, so it becomes part of the calculation to calculate your defense score. So if you get it to 3, then it adds a 2d6 to the pool. So that plus your agility would come together like this and form the pool, and then it would be the score plus you're a dwarf, so you get a bonus. So it's basically either take 1 or 3 because you don't get the bonus until you hit 3.
Gotcha.
In the skill, you know what I mean? Because then you get the extra d6 in your pool. So taking 3 is fine for your defense.
Okay.
Although you may be limited by your dice pool, but then you don't need to take it next
I'm a
one.
dwarf, so my agility is ass. So
There's also situations where maybe you encounter a trap or stuff like that, where you would definitely be like, "Oh, I have the dodging skill. Can I use that here?" Be like, "Yeah, roll me your agility dice pool plus dodging. That'll be how you try to dodge the trap."
cool.
How could
I'll
I
take 3
use?
dodges then.
How could I use psychology on that trap? That's for me to make.
I
up the
deeply
bullshit, isn't it?
understand how the trap works and what its purpose in life is.
More like
You still get hit by it,
more
but you
like,
really know it.
I understand the psychology of the trap maker.
What is foresight in this specific sense of skills?
So, foresight is going to help. I think that's initiative. Directly, it's initiative.
Okay. And
A lot of this stuff is lawyering. You know, you guys can be like, well, I've got this skill. Is it applicable here? You know, And I'll make a judgment call if it doesn't sound like it's going to make sense. Like Peachy tries to get away with like, can I use charisma plus arm wrestling? You know, like
Want to look deep
it's got to
into
make
her
sense.
eyes.
Okay, so is anybody still working or need any help or anything?
No, I think I got it.
I'm so far behind on like I'm just fleshing like
I
sorry,
think
fleshing.
my stats are so freaking weird. Why does my
Take a look.
willpower at a 10?
You're going to be very resistant to magic. It's going to be funny when you roll for health, though.
Yeah, and my strength is like a 4.
So nah,
How did this happen?
I don't know.
Why are you rolling like a fucking demon as well, by the way? I'm just going to point that out. All the rolls you've done, you rolled a 1d6 that exploded 3 times,
Oh, you mean like this?
and then you just rolled 2 6s, and then 2 more 6s.
So is that good?
Okay, that means you have to carry us
All right.
with those god
He's
rolls.
going to need it because his attributes are shit.
Yeah, why though? Am I missing something? Did I not add my?
Well, no, you just spread everything out very far.
I did. Oh my god, I messed up. Okay, I'm wiping the whole character. I'm starting over.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you just spread things out. That's the thing. Like, if you have a goal, like if you say I want to be very tanky, you should try to pick stuff that's going to help you with endurance and strength and that kind of thing, and will too. I mean, will's like magic defense, but
That's why the tank that I made, I chose barbarian because
you have very
nice
few
stats for
skills,
tanking.
by the way. That does not seem right.
Oh yeah, I still got to add them in.
Okay.
Yeah, dodging is 3. So yeah, I got to.
If I can make recommendations, I would highly recommend that you pick some armor skills. You need as much like defense stuff as possible and soak. So I'll explain the way that like a general combat thing happens, okay?
Okay.
So when you guys are in combat, we roll initiative like a standard kind of session. We use like a grid-based system. Same thing, like square will be 5 feet, just like D&D. And we go down the initiative order. The way that attacks work is, the way that the general turns work, on your turn, you get 2 actions. And it's a little bit different than D&D, because if you're technically in range of somebody to hit them with a ranged or a melee attack, you can use both actions to attack. Or you could use both actions to run if you want to run. Or you can split them up. You can attack and move. You can split up your actions however you want. You have 2 actions to do whatever you want. So let's say you're in melee range already with somebody and you're fighting with your axes. Okay. You would roll, most likely it's going to be strength, your strength dice pool plus your axe dice pool. So in your case, right now you've got 4 strength, which is kind of low.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got it.
You're gonna get a 2d6, and your axes right now is at 1 on your skill level and your dice pool. So you're only rolling a 3d6 to hit something. So the best you can roll.
Oh, okay. So it's like that. Okay.
Yeah, the best you're gonna get is an 18.
Ooh.
And on average, it's gonna be a 9 or a 10.
All right. So I need to. Oh God. What have I done?
So how do we figure out how to get the numbers for the ages again? Sorry, I wasn't.
I'm sorry, what?
How do we get the numbers for the ages for the life path? Again?
Oh, it says it
Sorry.
next to each career. It's right in the title.
Oh, okay.
So for Wizard's Apprentice, it's 2d6 plus 6. And then for each one, you just follow. Well, most of them are like 1d6.
Elf. I just randomly just like, hey, Elf from across the room.
Yes. What?
Guess what I get?
What?
A mask.
Oh.
It's back.
interesting.
That's right, Wendy. We all wear masks. Metaphorically speaking.
I had a
I mean,
mask in one of Elf's campaigns that made me into a fucking real psychopath, and it was
I mean,
the
I'm the
greatest.
crazy one this game, man.
What was that
I'm
mask?
Mad-
What was that mask
Mad
called?
Hatter, apparently.
My mask?
He's called the
God damn it! What was it
I
called?
can't remember.
But it was so good because every time I was like, I consult my mask, and it was Elf just going, "This is what you want to do, and it's gonna just fuck up your entire party." And I was like, "Okay, I do that then." It was the greatest, my favorite
Hardwood's
thing.
World was a fun time.
Yeah, check the errata though, because some long-lived races multiply the ages by 3 or 5. I don't have that for them, Morris. Are we going by which errata? Can you link that stuff?
I think I got you the errata. I'll throw it into the Discord.
Okay, so I got a question for you. So,
So that we
what
can all see it.
what oh excuse me. What is gonna constitute my defense? Is that endurance? Is that strength? What is my something's going to hit me?
I'm sorry. Say
Obviously-
that one more time. I had too many things.
What's going to how does like I'm going to be attacked work? Like what stat?
Okay, so yeah.
Obviously I'm gonna hit like I'm hitting somebody with a spaghetti noodle, but like what
So what's going to happen is once we're done, we're going to figure out what your defense scores are. Those kind of work like AC does in D&D. Okay? So that's the target number that whatever's hitting you has to beat. Right? So let's say you have 15 melee defense. Okay? So somebody's in melee range, they have to beat a 15 to hit you. There's a lot of stuff that can beat a 15. If you use
okay.
5d6 is the kind of baseline for like where you guys want to be, like for rolling stuff that you're good at, then that's a max of a 30, and then half that is about 15 on average. So about a 50% of the time stuff's gonna be hitting you if you're at 15. Then you take your soak. Okay, so let's say something hits you, then they roll the damage to see what they roll. Let's say they get a 10. Okay, which is a decent amount of damage. That's pretty high. If you get a 10, let's say you have a soak of 5, and this is usually based on your armor. If you have a soak of 5, you just minus 5 from whatever they rolled for their damage. So you take 5 damage.
Okay.
Do you follow?
Yeah, I think.
So they beat your defense score. Then you determine the damage. Your soak is just going to get minus from whatever their damage roll was. So you want as high a defense and soak as possible as the tank.
So what is going to attribute into the defense? Like what? Obviously the soak is just a separate stat that comes here from things. What calculates into?
So a few different skills, as well as armor and quality of armor.
Okay.
And I think that's about it. And your their attribute scores.
It's kind of because I fucked up.
So for melee, you want to use the highest of strength and agility. For range defense, it's agility. So if you don't have any strength or agility,
He's going to be minimum before
won't
armor.
make a very good tank. So it's going to be minimum before armor. That means anyone rolling a 3d6 hits you on average. That's funny.
I'm paying Zukotkus after the stream to come in and min-max my character at Finalizing if you want to do the same. That's how I'm approaching this.
It's fine. Everyone does. That's
honestly-
their first
hey,
character.
listen. I don't mind a little retcon. If you want to change some stuff, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. What I would mind is if you changed your entire direction that you want to go with the character. You know what I mean? So if you want to fix some stuff, if you want to say, okay, I got to redo these careers, we have no problem helping you do that. Absolutely. But what we did for the sacrifices, those are staying in, okay? And your general idea for your character, we want to keep that, okay? So if you want to fix some stuff, no problem. We'll make it work. Because this is their first time doing it, guys. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, second time making a character is much smoother with this system.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Well, to be fair, you guys haven't used it in how long? 8 months?
Bobby very much held my hand through the character creation
Yeah.
process. I was like, Bobby, how do I? And he was like, here's your character. And I was like, okay, let's play. But yeah, Zacotacus, you want to earn yourself a few quid, mate? Get in there, min-max that character sheet out. Listen, Bob's your uncle. Just don't let Wax see you. Don't let father catch us.
Okay. So, anybody else still kind of working here?
I've done all of my life path stuff now.
Okay.
I think.
So
I have
the
all my
knowledge, you're still doing the
skills.
careers, right?
I don't have my secrets.
Yes, because I'm trying to see if there's something I can. I'm trying to see if there's something I can put in for mage.
So I'll tell you what. Before you continue on, why don't we do some of the derived statistics? I'll work with Zacotacus on the derived statistics so you guys can see how that's figured out.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. How's that? Do we want to take a break first? The final break.
The final break. The final pan.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna go and throw some money. Some money will exchange hands in the break, and when we come back, we'll all have functioning characters. See you in a few. welcome back, everybody. I am not muted this time. Right.
That was a little bit better with the drawing out of the W, but you forgot to say welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Wax Steven coming at you hard from Boston, Massachusetts. I know where you live, like exactly to the street. I've street viewed you before.
Brad
remember?
really creeped me out. Like one night we were talking, and he straight up like tried to find where I live. Like he wouldn't relent. Like he's just like, "Do you live here? Do you live here? Do you live here?"
I got there though. I found him eventually. It was like the ultimate psychotic geo-guesser. All right.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody. So, yes, let's continue on. We're going to talk a little bit about the derived statistics and the way that like secrets are going to work and how you sort of cast some spells and stuff like that, and advancement. So the way that I guess I'll do advancement first because that's kind of straightforward. You guys are going to get XP just like you do normally. Depending on how difficult stuff is, you get more XP, and when you get XP, you guys have a few options for how you spend it. It kind of works almost like, like Fallout games where you get XP and you can you get like a pool of XP and you can decide you want to spend it on some attributes or whatever. It kind of works similar to that. You guys are going to get a pool of XP that you have, and if you want to, you can spend it to raise specific attributes. You can spend it to raise specific skills, get exploits, or you can wait to pool it up and get a career like a grade. You can go up a grade. That's the most bang for your buck in general, but there might be something that you're like, God, I really need this. Like I need to get an ability raised like ASAP. You can spend the XP to do that. And you can sort of put off your grade up by just spending the points now. You can do that. So it's very flexible, and that's what the advancement tab is for. You just keep track of what you spend your XP on there. So there's no like where you fucking it's like you've leveled up and you can now get grade 2. That's up to you when you want to do that.
I understand fully and completely.
Yes.
I promise. And
I'm
I've
sure
never
it will
broken a
become much
promise.
clearer when we get XP.
It's just me this whole stream. I understand fully.
So you guys are grade 5 right now, right? So what happens is essentially you have accumulated a total of 150 XP over the course of your life. When you get to 60 XP that you've accumulated, you can choose to go up in your grade. Or while we're getting XP, I've got 10 XP. You can spend your XP to level up attributes or skills, and it's just going to take you longer to get to grade 6, but you've leveled up a single thing that you really needed. If you feel like we're playing and you're like, God, like I'm supposed to be a tanky character, but I'm just getting wrecked. Then you
Wow,
then
too real. Like, too real.
Soon.
Then you could be like, well, I really want more strength, or I really want more I really want more endurance. Okay, well, you can level that up. You can spend some XP to do it, and we'll go over the specifics for that when it actually happens, but there's an associated cost. The higher you've already got something, the harder it is to level it up, or go up in the attribute or skill. All right, so let's do derived statistics. This is going to determine your health, your speed, your jump, your carry, your initiative, your perception, your defense, all that stuff. So health is a mixture of physical and mental stamina. For your health score, you are rolling your endurance dice pool and your will dice pool. If you have the hardy skill, you may also add that dice pool in. and this will be your total health.
I don't actually see where health is on the sheet.
It's in combat.
Oh, okay.
So your endurance dice pool plus your will dice pool.
Yay!
That's the minimum.
Nailed it.
Oh, wait. This is the HP. So I have
13.
I have 13 HP.
13 max HP.
I got sweet 10.
I'm still trying to rework everything. Hold, please.
This is going to be one of those campaigns where Whack kills us in like 2 weeks and we come back to this character creation in 3. So,
Yeah.
All right. So 17 for Wish. That's pretty good for the mage. Mage tank incoming.
Oh my god. Please.
Zagonicus, that's your health there?
Yeah, that's my health.
16.
A melee character, it would have been nice to have a little more than 10, but what are you going to do? Right?
Yeah.
would also probably have been nice to have 2 arms.
No, that doesn't. no, that honestly makes no difference anymore. I've made my peace. I've made my peace with being a
Just,
one-armed.
I mean, you're harder to hit. There's less of you.
That's true. I don't think that's gonna factor in though.
I might have found it.
Okay. So
I might have found it. Oh my god.
What is
What
he
have you
looking for?
found?
What are you
I
looking
might
for?
have found the proper path to like build what I'm, and it still stays within the character that I want to create. So
Okay.
Oh, he's
so we'll do your health later. We don't
Good
have to
to
do
go
that
then.
now. So next is going to be speed. So you need to determine your regular speed and your climb speed. Note that this process also applies to swim and other forms of movement. Your speed is equal to the size of your strength dice pool plus your agi dice pool. You may also add your running dice pool if you have that skill. Small or smaller characters suffer a -1 penalty to speed.
goody.
Speed is going to be straight up the number of squares you can move, so the increments of 5 feet that you get to move on an action, one action. So you don't have to roll. It's just the pool numbers. It's just the actual pools.
The D6 or the
The D6 number. Yeah.
okay, and it's strength plus agility.
Yes. So
-1
for you, it's 4.
for small.
-1
so
is 3. So on one action, you
whereas-
can move 3. If you want, you can use both your actions and move 6 on a combat. In combat.
Speed is all the way down here.
Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah.
Okay, and you said this is the same for climb and swim.
So no, climb and swim is half.
Half rounded up or down. Whack.
I'm sorry, what?
Half rounded
Oh.
up or down.
Good question. How do I want to do this? I think we're rounding down in general.
Okay.
1. It's lucky I can fly a little bit.
I know, but we can only. I feel like for me and you, it's like we putter off the ground and then we fucking fall back down like it's
Yeah.
nothing.
I think it's the least graceful thing you've ever seen. Like, I legitimately just want to fly like a bat. Like a real bat when they just do that crazy, horrible thing through the air.
And then we crash into trees and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty close to your spirit animal, Brad.
A bat.
Yeah.
You trying to say I'm like Batman? Thanks, Wank. He's
Yes,
great.
exactly.
Strong
Let's
and
move on.
brooding and cool and rich.
Jump.
Definitely not small, mammalian, and spooky.
So this is jump is where the sheet begins to fail me and it angers. Rounding up, says Morris. All right, fine. The creator of the game said round up.
You've been
Whatever.
Trump, bitch.
Round it up. Fine.
Thank you, Morris.
Thanks, Morris.
Everybody go and purchase a copy of Wine.
How dare Wax even get your rules wrong like that?
Okay.
Wait, what was the the agility and the strength? What did that equal? Melee range, movement.
Your dice pool, which is the D6 number on the sheet,
So it'd be mine
for
would be 3.
strength and agility. So it's just the number. Don't worry about the D6s. Just
Right,
the
right. So it's 3, but what does that fall under? Fill in the sheet, like.
That's speed. That's your regular speed.
Okay.
And I believe that's under combat.
Speed is like.
And basics.
It's
Oh,
not
okay, my
relevant.
bad. Sorry.
Scroll
So
all
yes,
the way
the
down.
jump section is where the sheet begins to fail me and anger me.
I'm sorry, I'm so far behind. I'm working on it. I'm working as fast as I can.
This bit's real easy to blitz through.
Jump is the distance and height you may jump automatically that should be recorded on your character sheet in units of feet, not squares. Your horizontal jump is equal to twice your agi attribute. So the number for the attribute, not the dice pool. And your vertical jump is equal to your strength attribute in feet.
Also, hell yeah, 18 jump.
I don't understand.
Okay, so what's your agi attribute? The number, not the dice pool.
4.
Okay, so 8. 8 is your horizontal jump distance. You can jump 8 feet.
And it's 8
horizontally.
feet. Oh, I can't put FT in it, but we'll just remember.
Yeah.
I see.
And then your vertical jump is equal to your strength attribute, not your dice pool. It's half, Wish. Half your speed, rounded up.
There's not really any way to put vertical and horizontal.
Nope, that's why the sheet angers me.
I put vertical in jump and horizontal in other.
All right, yeah,
Okay.
we'll just remember. And it's strength, sorry.
Yes,
Great.
strength for your vertical. Yep.
Doubled, yeah? Still?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I have a 6-foot vertical jump. Plus, I have wings to just bat my way upwards a little more.
And it does, that includes a run up. That's not from standing. Okay. Carry. Your basic carry increment is equal to strength plus endurance. These are the numbers, not the dice pools. Multiplied by 10. So for you, Brad, it's 80 pounds.
That's my
Is your
carry.
Yep.
Okay.
That's how heavy
I don't
the
know
stuff
what
you
it
can
is.
carry is. And then once you pass that, you basically take a penalty to physical attribute checks and speed. Next is initiative. Initiative measures how quickly you can react in combat situations. It is straight up equal to your int dice pool. You can add the tactics or reactions dice pools as well. If you have either tactics or reactions, that will improve your initiative.
I do not have tactics or reactions.
So
I'm
it's just a
a
straight up
bat
3
creature.
for your initiative. That's how many dice you roll for your for when we roll initiative.
It's weird that initiative is on int and not agility in my brain.
Right?
It's
Uh
I know this is a long fought over thing, but perhaps it should be both. I don't know. I'm never going to be able to make my own thing up.
perception.
Or either, or you should be able to pick. Maybe. I don't know. I didn't make a thing for a reason. Carry on.
Perception. Your intuition dice pool forms your perception score. So if your int dice pool is a 3d6, your perception score is 3d6. When you need to roll to spot something, you'd roll a 3d6. If you have the perception skill, you get to add that dice pool to the int to the basic overall score of perception. So if you have 2 dice pool in perception in the perception skill, then you get to add another 1.
Sorry, it takes from which original? Attribute?
Yeah, intuition. Yeah, it's int.
Intuition, dice pool 3, plus perception 4. Cool. That's 5, Bradley.
Perception's super good in this game too. All right, defense. We got melee defense, range defense, and mental defense. For melee defense, use the highest of your strength and agility. So, let's see here.
Okay, I just rebuilt. I'm sorry. Please repeat everything you said with stats.
Start from defense, and then we'll just go back and do the basic shit again in a minute.
Okay.
Right.
So, melee defense. Use the highest of your strength and agility. So let's see. So for you, Brad, your agility's higher. Be a 2d6 to start.
Okay.
And then we're going to add any skills that might help you with defense for melee and ranged. You can use acrobatics, dodging, or foresight. Do you have any of those?
I have dodging.
Okay. So, you forgot to add levels for all of those.
I never leveled up any of them. They're all 1.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just 1 for everything there.
Yeah, I just haven't put it in because I was too busy freaking out and having a mild traumatic panic attack experience while creating this character and also streaming.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I understand your pain.
It's all right. I did my dry statistics, and I think if I add a small shield, I'll have 18 in my mental defense, 20 in melee, and 22 in range. So I
you
might
already done
actually
it?
be the tank healer, and you can be there as well.
Okay.
See there? Well,
Ven, I want you to go back to the old version. I know you've just been through and fixed it, but I want the meme now. I want you to be just the worst. Like, now that we've come all this way.
Okay.
I just rebuilt everything.
Melee defense is equal to your strength or agility. Is that what you said? Or
Yeah, the highest. And then
Okay.
you can add. So we're keeping in mind your dice pool right now. So the dice pool for strength or agility, whichever's higher. Then acrobatics, dodging, or foresight, whatever the dice pool is for that, we're adding that. And then once we determine equipment, the quality of weapons or armor will be coming in there as well.
so quick little question. So dice pool. So it would be a 2 for me for agility, right? Because it's 2 dice.
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure I put it in right. Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. And do you have acrobatics, dodging, or foresight? No. Okay. So before we do any equipment, you're looking at the minimum defense, which is 10.
Hold on, what the fuck? She got 10. She got 10.
How does
Yeah.
that? But how does that work?
Oh, I
Because
just saw
what
this
we
thing.
actually have is 4 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like-
because the dice pools, there's basically a thing on the bottom of page 56. The dice pools are related to certain numbers. That's the static scores. We could technically roll every time for the defense. I'm not going to do that, though. We're just going to do kind of the numbers that are there.
All right.
So 10 is the minimum.
So 10 is the minimum.
Yep.
And but
So
you don't add on what you've got. I'm sorry.
What was that?
I'm so annoying. Okay.
No, don't worry. You're
So
not annoying.
Melee defense.
You guys have never played the systems. Zagaticus and I are the only ones with experience.
I have no idea what's happening, and I'm
I know.
stressing out.
I'm scared that I'm like going over stuff that you've already said. Because
You
I
guys
keep
are
like
cool,
fucking
don't worry about it.
worrying about OBS and chat and everything as well. Right. So melee
There's your
defense.
mistake. You just got to ignore chat.
I
right?
know, but it's extra scary. Melee defense is 0 at the moment for me. So my agility score is 4. I also have dodging, which brings that up to a 5. Right? No, 3d6 or a 4 comes up to a 5.
So
I'm
the
getting confused between
d6s are
attribute.
what we want right now. So your agility is a 2d6 for your dice pool.
Yep.
Then you've got a dodging of an additional 1d6 for the dice pool there.
Yeah.
So that brings you up right now to a 3d6 on your dice pool.
Okay.
We're going to take 3d6. We're looking at the bottom of page 56 under static defense. And you're also a small creature.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're at 11 right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Barring really good equipment.
Mhm.
You got an 11, and then you're adding another 4 because you're small.
Okay. So the 4 came from the small. So
Yep,
I am at
so you're at
15 melee defense. Is that good or bad? I don't know.
Average.
Average, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
If you get a
I didn't
shield-
realize this.
Shields are a good way to get your defense up. And if you get like heavy armor, and if you had the heavy armor skill, then you can get like soak too. Soak is really good. If you can get like a high soak score, that's like the best thing you can do.
I get some magical soak in a minute, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and show
so
chat what we're
range
looking at, by the
defense?
way. This is the thing we were talking about, chat. I'm sorry.
Just keep going. I'm
Carry
just
on.
talking with Zagonicus right now. Like, help me.
We also have a week to just go in and just double check stuff.
Exactly.
Like,
I'll be
it's-
happy to help. We'll be happy to help you guys work this out.
I feel
That's
like
what I plan on doing.
like
I'm
all
just
of us are going
not
to be in Discord like, guys, I just took the wrong secret and now I have no legs. Whack took
Shields
my
are
legs.
great if you have 2 arms. Oh god.
Doesn't matter to me though because my cloak is a shield.
Oh my god,
Counts as
yes.
a shield.
The Vincent Valentine
So,
approach.
It works perfectly.
Yes.
All right. Range defense. Just use your agility pool. So same thing basically. It's the same skills that you use for range defense
Okay.
as melee defense. So Brad,
agility
it's
pool,
the same thing for you, Brad. For melee and range, it should equal the
exactly the same thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So 15
And then
on that.
mental defense. Use the highest of int, lodge, and will. So between those 3, see which you have the highest of. Intuition, logic, or will. Looks like
8.
will. Any of them are 3, so it doesn't really matter for you. So 3d6, and then let's see. You can add for skills. Bravery, concentration, conviction, discipline, leadership, meditation, psychology, religion, or rulership.
This is why he told me to take psychology all along. And I didn't take any of them. Okay. Exploits. I know there's an exploit in here that gives me something. Something gives me something somewhere around here. I remember reading it earlier
Praying.
on and being like, this is going to come back later on and be the best thing ever. Inquisitor's Mask. You can protect yourself from spells by hiding behind your mask. You create the mask. You said blah, blah, blah. While wearing the mask, you gain a +4 mental defense bonus. Is
Excellent.
that something I should incorporate into this now?
So what I do is there's a modifier section. Let me take a look. You can add that under armor. And we can add a...
Inquisitor's Mask.
I feel like we just add a note for that underneath. But I'd put your default mental defense. I mean, you're probably gonna be wearing it all the time. Whatever is easiest for you to remember. I'm gonna let you worry about your sheet.
It's probably going to be easier for me to remember it when it's on, and then when it's off, I'll probably be like, oh, that goes down by 4. So, where's the mental defense thing in the PDF, or is it the same? Static defense.
I'm sorry, what was that?
In the PDF, there's the pool.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, same pool. So
Okay.
what's your dice pool up to?
So it was 3d6,
3.
and that's
And
it.
that's it.
So 11 again, and then plus the 4. It's the same, 15 again. And the 15.
Yeah,
bar.
when you're wearing your mask, it's a 15.
Okay. And then in the modifier, nope. This little note thing, I'll add, a note about it being an exploit. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. Okay, that should be it for derived stuff. Oh, I forget there was an errata that got added. How did we do the natural resistance or what? You remember what it is?
Oh, the vital defense?
Yeah, vital defense. I can't remember.
Wait, I've got NEW open.
Let me see.
I
It
know
might
it's
be
in
in that
there.
errata. Errata.
keeping up in chat? You just confused.
No,
It
we've
must be
totally
like
lost them for sure.
it must
I know.
be even more confusing to be like a stage out of this. If this is freaking you out for next week, don't worry. We'll just see you then, and we'll be actual characters with like really simple shit going on.
Yeah, this is the complicated stuff. This is us
Yeah.
trying to build the characters.
So
Once it's
vital,
Don't
vital
worry if you're not
defense
following
is
it.
your endurance pool plus fortitude or resistance, but I don't know. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, where was that? Did you look that up in the NEW one?
Yeah, I had AW open. I knew it was.
Yeah, I'll pull it open.
I think for most people, it's probably only going to be 10.
Yeah, most people are going to be.
And we don't even have a spot for it. Character sheet. Why?
Because I'll have to make a note somewhere. Vital defense. Yeah, so vital defense is endurance dice pool plus fortitude or resistance. Okay. So vital defense is stuff that doesn't fall under those categories, and it's also there's some attacks and things that basically bypass the other defenses, and it's going to be using the vital defense.
Do I get another
AoE
+4 on mental for being small?
No,
I didn't think so.
that's only for ranged and melee.
That makes sense, yeah. They're freaking me out in the chat. Never go in the chat. Shut up, chat. You don't know what you're talking about. Except for Morris.
Plus 4 to melee and ranged for being small, but not to your mental.
It made sense, yeah.
You also hit like weaker, like you don't get the same oomph when you hit.
Luckily, I didn't take staves. I honestly believe, by the way, gang, that I don't think I can inflict any actual damage on anyone. I think I can only do like hexes and shit, and I can't actually hurt anything. I have no weapons.
That makes it easier for us to hit, so...
That's the thing. I'm hoping that I can just be like, blah, 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 you hurt them more than now. So, let's hope I got lots of MP.
Sorry, I should be able to stop you all from dying.
Famous last words.
I take that as a challenge.
Well, coupled with my because I went, herby, we should be okay.
I know the secret of immortality.
So, did people pick all their secrets? I'm just curious.
Not yet.
I got one more to do, but it needs to be based on the virtue of my god. It's that one that I get from being cleric.
I've got 5 more secrets that I can pick, and I've already got you. So you automatically get the secret of self, right? And
Yes.
then you get, and then I got from being an inquisitor the secret of humanoids, which I guess just
And
And
then you
then
got
I get-
3 from.
and then I got
You didn't get 5. You got 3 from the sacrifices.
I got 3 from
think
the
you-
sacrifices, and then 2 from mage path thing career. So I've got 5 more that I can pick.
I'm still picking my skills. And
It's actually
I'm so sorry.
dude, this is usually me. I swear to God, this is like I'm usually the one just there, like, yeah. So
When
I
we're done with
understand.
the stream, I'll be happy to help if you still want to do it, or we could do it later in the week. It's not. a big
We have, like, the
I will
whole week.
definitely be more than
Got
happy
the
to
whole
do it.
week
All
to
right, so
go
what's
and
my
fine
health
tune.
pool? Because I still don't know.
Oh, we're having office hours for sure.
Oh yeah.
I need help.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I think enough with the character stuff. Let's talk a little bit more about the setting. Let's go back sort of to world building a little bit.
Okay.
So what we need to talk about here is figure out. I need a list of locations. We're going to determine. I'm going to make this real quick. Locations list. Okay, keyboard. I don't need you to turn off right now. Can we just have you work again? That'd be great. Okay, I'm going to make a locations list, and this will be visible to everybody. And what this is going to be is we're going to figure out what's happening at these locations. Okay, this is going to be a group activity. So here are the numbers that we will be dealing with. There will be 3 resistance-controlled locations on the list that are not named, that just say location. There will be 12 demon-controlled locations, and there will be 19 mixed population. So I recommend we start with the resistance-controlled ones.
Yeah, where are we putting our friends team?
This is a really nice map
location
as well, by the
18.
way.
I'm just gonna throw that one out there. We have our own little safe haven island without having to deal with anybody.
Did you say 18?
Yeah, look at the bottom right.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
then
Tracy Island,
to,
dude.
if anybody needs to retreat to there, they need to cross the red water full of bullshit.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot the whole demons and the kraken.
This is, dude, no, yeah, we need this. This is Zion right here.
Yeah.
This is fucking Matrix Zion. I agree wholeheartedly. This is Tracy Island.
Machines.
Yeah.
2 more.
We wanna be. I feel like we wanna be
Keep in mind whose domain we're in too.
close but far away. You know what I mean? What about location 13?
Where is that?
Location 13 would be
That's
pretty good at
it's
the
a
bottom.
south middle, the bottom of the desert, kind of.
We're just gonna
Okay.
own the south here.
Yeah, it's just kind of really out of the way, but also kind of on the mainland still, and you can kind of see everywhere around it looks just like
Yeah.
sand dunes and stuff, so it might be more defensible for a resistance. It might make sense for them.
Ugh, it's gonna be so hot and there ain't no food. I can already tell.
Yeah, they'll just starve us out
We
instantly.
can eat cacti and snakes. It will be fine.
Great.
Yeah, I like that.
Just what I always wanted for breakfast: a cactus
well,
stuffed snake.
the other thing is, it looks like it has a port, which is nice.
The port,
not
which
that-
can take us back to location 18.
Yeah,
There we go.
it's assumedly.
Sure.
And to location 32, which is obviously the one we're going to take next, because we're just going to
Yeah.
own another island and also completely own the south of the map. Wack is
Yeah.
cracking up because he's like, ha ha ha.
Well, it's kind of the place he's farthest away from the Eternal One, kind of like the
Yeah.
demon capital as well, so it makes sense that we're kind of further away all the time. Maybe?
I like 32 and I like the one in the desert. Ugh, ish, you know.
Is this a good idea, Wack? He's cracking up laughing. I don't know why. Should we be spreading these out? What's happening?
Should we take location
Look,
20
ignore
instead?
Wax smug face and just
Let-
take the ones we want to take.
I think location 20 might be a decent one because it's in trees. That means timber for the resistance, it's food and shit.
And I'm a herby, so I can grow shit.
Maybe
Location
swap
20,
out- maybe swap out 18 for 20.
or maybe 18, 20,
Well-
and the desert one.
Yeah,
Nice-
we get
nice little-
3, so
Nice little triangle on the map.
So
Kinda
which
hard
one are
to
you
show the
locked
whole
in
map,
on?
By the way, chat. I'm sorry.
lock in 20,
Okay, ping 20.
vote.
Oh, that's one up here.
Yeah,
It's good.
I'll vote. I'll
Yeah,
lock in. I'll
done.
lock in 20.
Yeah.
That seems like a good
Lock
spot.
in 20.
Lock in 20. Okay, now you tell us how that fucks us, Wack. Go ahead.
Well, you see,
I'm
you
not saying
all,
shit.
by choosing location 20, you all lose an arm. No.
You now have negative 1 arms.
Location
I like-
20. We could do location 20, location 32, and location 18, and just have like a full,
Yep.
like Bermuda
Call
Triangle of
it,
death.
call it the resistance triangle.
Tri
Yeah.
beam, or whatever he used to
The
do.
resistance is called the Trinity.
The resistance is called the Trinity after the one that founded Zion, Morpheus.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
So 20's locked in. Are we doing 18 and 32?
I'm in for it.
It seems like a good
I
idea.
feel like the
See,
islands
I
make
have
sense.
no information about whether this is a good idea. Or
I know.
Not. There's nothing to go on, so yes, that's what we'll do.
we're gonna be like,
All right. So let me just let me say a little bit, okay?
Please.
Look at it like this. Think about your location. Do you want to be close to a major city? Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? If you're close to a city, you might be able to run operations there. That's a place where you can fuck shit up. It's it depends on what you guys want to do. If you want to, what you pick in terms of this resistance locations, are going to be where we kind of determine what's going to happen in the story, because that's going to determine like where you can go. This is far. Look at the map with the ruler. This is correct. Very far. These distances are far.
Yeah,
These are
that
miles.
island's like hundreds of miles out. But see, at the same time, like everything that works in our favor, being near a city, also works in their favor because they're near us.
Correct.
Okay, now here's a question I have for you. Do the Demon Dominion, do they know that this is an allied control city?
I
'Cause
think
that will play a part in it.
I think it's highly dependent on how we lay everything out. I haven't made a solid decision on that.
Okay.
I would say that I'm not like gonna spoil much if I say I'm leaning towards no. I'm leaning towards this is a hidden location.
Gotcha. Okay.
But like, if they discover location 20, they're not gonna find location 18. But if we take 20, 21, and 19, they're gonna just
To be
fucking
honest,
burn through 'em all.
location 1's pretty nice because it's sort of surrounded by mountains and at the coast and kind of out of the way.
Where the fuck is
See,
that?
that's
Where's
this
that?
one here.
Right, like
Location
smack
one.
dab in the middle. Smack dab. in
Yeah,
the
like,
middle.
and it's kind
Okay.
of central as well, but it's also kind of tucked away.
What about if we have a Zion, which is one of the islands. We have location 1 because it's right in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have one which is like next to a city. For the information that was like,
We can be ballsy. I think we could be brave.
Yeah, all right.
But what's like what?
Yeah, what city
demon
are we
do we-
near?
Yeah.
the main one. What's Wax one called? Big
Denarath.
bastard.
Denarath.
That's the name of the nameless one.
Oh, that's there's no name for the nameless one. That's their dominion.
The eternal one.
The eternal one. That was what I meant.
The shaper of flesh.
The shaper of
vigilant one.
flesh.
Steve.
Okay, so here's an idea. What about location 11? Considering it's like on the coast and we can get to Dinarath as like quickly if we need to. And I think they would still get information. Especially because it's like a coastal city going into Dinarath. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, yeah.
11.
I like the idea of either taking 11 or 1. Let's take one that's in the center of this
Yeah,
island.
one of those two, yeah.
11, 20, and 18.
Done.
18 being like the straight up Zion, but the final resort, so that they'll never find it because it's on an island.
He is grinning so hard every time we say 18.
18 is the Fallout bunker. 20 is the safe bet, and 11 is the straight up like spy city that's designed to just listen to everything going on in Denarath and the Eternal
Yeah,
One's
totally.
bullshit.
Lock it in. I'm sold.
Do it.
20, 11, and 18.
I'm
Yep.
down.
20,
Yeah.
11, 18.
Done. All
We're
right.
gonna meet
So-
the dude that came up with all this in like episode 31. He's gonna be a blithering idiot. Don't you see what you did? You undid the entire resistance.
Well, because the guy that spoke during the trailer is going to be a character.
That's him.
Is his name Terrence?
No. Or
Yes.
Peterson. No, neither.
Okay, good.
His name is
This
Lawrence.
is a Zygoticus running joke that just
It's not
Not
funny,
funny.
except to me.
Those are the best
Okay.
jokes. That's my whole-
alrighty. So let's do demon controlled locations, and the mix will be the remainder. So when we say demon controlled, generally what that means is hostile to non-demons. This is like if you do go to these places, you're gonna want to not be seen, or you're gonna want to be seen and cause mass havoc or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of those places. They're very dangerous. They are the places where either the demons run wild or they just have worked it out with whoever has dominion over them that is a demon controlled city.
Location
I feel
13.
like they might do that around the
All
kind
of
of
the capital
resource
cities?
points and stuff.
All of the capital cities, by the way, are all mixed. All of them.
Okay.
What about location 13 so that Wish can go there one day and be like, this is the worst. I don't like it because it's hot and also demons are running wild.
It's like the demon's resort place, a little touch of home since it's so hot down there. Like, this is just like hell was.
Yeah. You are muted, Wish.
I like 13. I like it.
Done.
It sucks.
13 sucks.
13?
I'd say let's okay, so how many demon controls are we about to have?
We've got 11 more.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna throw out a suggestion out there to the group. Let's make sure that we save our allied control. Let's make sure we put a mixed bag next to either one of them.
As in put one close to it on purpose?
Yes. So
What?
so make sure we don't like we have location 20. Let's not make location 21 and 19 enemy control.
Yeah.
At least we have some sort of little bit of wiggle room. You know what I mean?
What about if we make the entirety of Rybal just Demon Chaos Island?
Yeah.
But then we can never go there.
Or
I was gonna say make all of Rybal except for 22. Make the coast a mixed bag so we can at least get there.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Then
Okay.
again, Wack's gonna make that like. That's
I mean,
the
maybe
second to
one of
last
the
play.
other ones there as well.
I mean, look at it like this. You're fucked no matter what, okay? I mean,
11 is a
Like,
lot.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you're
It
honest.
doesn't really matter where these things go.
This
I
is
love
not a
that we're
happy
fighting
place.
a major uphill battle. I actually really am on board with it.
Hmm.
okay, so you're saying all of the Ribal is demon controlled except for 22? Is
Except for
everybody in agreement?
22.
22 is good.
Cool. Okay.
So there's 7 more to do.
That's 5, yeah, 7 more.
Location 8 and 10, I vote demon controlled at the very top.
I think that like that.
All right.
Yeah, I was thinking 10 as well, for sure. Yeah.
Also, maybe 29 and or 28 and 14, just because the Nameless one that I made feeds off of like death and chaos and
Yeah.
Evil.
Yeah, he wants
yeah,
that.
totally.
so
Okay,
like
so-
I'm straight up down for making 28, 29 and 14.
So hold on. Let's slow down just a little bit
Just
so
a-
I can keep up.
just a
So
hell no.
location 8 and 10, you said?
Yeah.
8 and 10.
I'm making these separate on purpose because I have to name all these places, so I'm gonna figure this shit out. Okay, so 8, 10, and then what was next?
29.
29 and
28,
14.
14.
Because he would just want a hellmouth of just death and chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it makes him stronger.
2, 3 more.
Jeez.
Maybe location.
I mean, we could just
30?
grab Malvoris and make that whole island, and then we got both islands full of demons.
Demon Island 2.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of have a safe haven on the one on the top right. Bottom left can be the one that's going to be a pain in the ass to get to.
Yeah. Because that's 3, and that ends our.
It kind of makes sense as well. Like the 2 islands that are away from the core continent
Well, I
just,
also figure
just
like
fell
with my
into chaos.
With my particular like demon or nameless one or whatever over there, like he knows everything. There's not gonna be any rebels, like hanging out.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
Okay. So, just to draw it on the map and make it a little bit more visible, blue is going to be resistance controlled. Let's see, where's 11? 11 was down near the bottom, right? Oh, that was here. Central.
I kind of can't zoom out far enough.
Island.
I'm sorry. You might need to make this thing bigger in Roll20 Whack for next week.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that next week. Oh, actually, yeah, I'll do it next week. I'm not going to worry about
Just
it
be
now 'cause I
annoying
got to
to
move
do
all
now.
that other
Yeah.
shit. Okay. So, yeah, those are that. Demon controlled. Those red. 13.
Red 13, everybody.
Mm.
My boy.
Brad managed to fucking sneak that one in.
Hell yeah.
I helped you out with the bottom left.
Thank you.
Yeah, just trying to help out.
Just trying to help out.
Oh boy. Hiya, pal.
Is that gonna be
all right, I'll do the rest. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Okay, so we figured that out. We figured out where that's gonna be. What I will say, and we're not gonna do this right now. We can do this later because we're gonna wrap up in a second. Is based on your reputation score, you guys will all be adding resistance contacts.
Ooh.
Okay. Your reputation score, the actual number, is the number of resistance contacts you're going to have. But everybody is going to have the narrator of the trailer. His name is Demetrius.
Where do I write that down at?
Wherever you want.
I just added an exploit called resistance contacts.
You can go to there's a bio and info tab at the very top of your character sheet if you want to add that
Oh,
in.
there it is.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't edit it. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay.
At the moment, I just have a Google Doc open, and I'm going to find some way of making it pretty.
But yeah, whatever your actual reputation score is, those will be the amount of resistance contacts you have. The contacts can be just about anything. You guys figure out a name, what they do in the resistance, and just their kind of general demeanor or whatever. That's on you. I guess figure out where they are too. Where are they?
You got it, friend.
Okay.
Some
And,
Star Wars shit right now, like for the resistance.
We are the resistance.
And I think that's it.
You know, this portion
Hey.
of the song right here, I get a very Battlestar Galactica vibe from it.
Oh my god, yeah, like the beginning when it was like telling you what happened last time.
Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting from it.
The previously on every Battlestar was just this
Yeah.
fucking bit. Yeah.
PG just straight up stole it.
What a fucking
Confirmed.
scumbag. I mean, I'm
Fuck
kidding.
Peachy.
I mean,
Yeah.
who likes
So-
Battlestar? It sucked.
We'll
It
get
was
to
the
hear
worst.
way more of the music next time. But for today, we are done. We're done.
So we make up 2 more things, yeah? Or make up plus however many rep.
Yeah,
Resistance
whatever
contacts.
your rep score
Yes.
is, that's your total number of
Plus
contacts.
2, and
Not
we-
the dice pool, but the actual attribute.
We're making them up for you.
You're making them up.
And then also
Uh.
we're going to come up with some form of actual coherent story to our character. Because we just did
Yep.
stats
Yeah.
Yep.
for next week. Homework!
Yay!
Yay! Alright, so there's nothing else. Anyone got any last bullshit they want to say or add or
Any questions or
questions
anything?
getting
that are-
in?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fat.
Let's wrap it up, and let's do some shout outs to finish things off.
Yeah.
Let's do some shout outs.
You're in
we
charge.
Start with who shall we start with? Who wants to go first?
Scott,
Let's
because
go.
he's been going last the whole evening.
Yes, we're going. I like
Hi.
to reverse the order at the shout outs. Too.
Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Sgoticus. I hope you guys enjoyed the character creation and a look into the start of the start of the setting. If you want to hang out with me more, Sgoticus everywhere. It's /Sgoticus or @Sgoticus or whatever other Sgoticus. I do stream on Twitch. I do hang out in various Twitch places. I'm a mod in r/Twitch. You might see me helping around on Twitter and stuff as well. So I do hope to see you in one of those places. Let's run into each other and have a chat about whatever interests you. We'll see you soon.
Excellent. Wish.
Hi, I'm Wish. I do role play things that are on games, and that's it. Catch me on my channel. Yeah, that's it. Cool.
Excellent. Finalizing.
Oh, hi. I'm Ven. And Venilus or Ven, just please call me Ven. I'm also an RPer. I play a lot of Arc. I run and operate Dark Side RP, and I'm gonna eat this bowl of ramen and be very happy when it's all in my belly.
It looks amazing.
yeah,
Both
like-
your belly and the ramen.
Yeah. Thanks.
Distracted Elf, please.
Hello, my friends. I'm Distracted Elf. You can find me on Twitch at Distracted Elf or on Twitter at Distracted Elf. I do lots of stuff. Follow me on those places and you'll know what it is. Ha!
Brad.
Hi.
Sorry, that fucking laugh. Okay,
You
go
know,
ahead.
right?
Hi. Hi, you're on my channel. Just follow if you're not already. You can catch the next episode of this at 4 EDT next week, but it's also 8 GMT next week as well. There's some daylight savings fuckery, so I would recommend following somebody on Twitter from this cast so that they can tweet out the stream when it's live next week, or go to the Tablestory Discord where we have all sorts of various shows and things going on, and that is the absolute best place you can go just to keep updated on when shows are on, if there's any changes to anything going on. We have a multitude of shows at the moment. Mondays, we have this as of today. Wednesdays is Dustvale, which is a show that I DM, D&D. It's got a kind of Western theme, starts at the same time as this one. Thursdays, we have Ilios, which is DM'd by Jay on Jay Brotato. Fridays, we have Neon Scream, which is DM'd by, or GN, it's the Sprawl System by Whack. That's on Jay's channel as well. Sundays, head over to Whack's channel, and he does 7th Eon. That's like the entire D&D roster we have on Tablestory. So there's a lot of random shows that you can catch up on YouTube, or head over to Discord. And yeah, we're getting like a full week of shit now on Tablestory, which is getting too much for me to handle. I can't keep up with it. So that's why Whack's in charge. Hey Whack, where can people follow you?
Hey everybody, you can follow me over at Twitch TV/WhackSteven and at WhackSteven on Twitter, where I do all the things and the stuff. I do a lot of roleplay content, obviously, and I also do some cartography. I made this map for this campaign, and we do sometimes I do some creative streams, other times variety stuff. But just like the schedule that Brad talked about, if you guys are curious about this system in the future, then you can check out the NEW setting of the system. I do that on Saturdays on my channel, where we do a space opera sci-fi kind of thing. That is the official stream of the What's Old is New system. That's on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, and you can check that out. Zagoticus is on that show, and Brad is not, so that means it's instantly better.
Instantly. Way better.
And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, chat, thank you for participating and being awesome. Much love to you. Thank you. Thanks, Brad. Thank you, Distracted Elf. Thank you, Vinalis. Thank you, Wish. Thank you, Zagoticus, for being excellent role players. I appreciate you. And we'll see you next time.
We'll be here next week with the beginning, the actual true beginning, and I'm sure it's going to be terrifying. I'm honestly convinced that we're going to die straight away.
No.
Like, Whack has smiled way too much throughout this for that to be good for us. But we'll find out with fully fleshed out characters who are prepared to face the Nameless ones in 1 week. We'll see you then for episode 1. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Sex magic.
Bye. Sex magic.
Sex magic.